Well, hello, 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 hello. Happy Saturday. Thank you all for being here. Like the video as you come in. And thank you to Trish. Thank you to Lurker member. What is good to Bart member? Hey Beverly Johnson. What is good to Dre Day, DG Justin, C Mac, and Angela White member. So y'all, I know the talk of the town has been this list, and there have been some accusations about this list. From what I heard, that the list was all Wiley's fault. So before I even accused him of anything, I wanted to go directly to the source to see what I could find out, and I wanted to bring you all with me as we do this interrogation.
It's so good. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Let me see. You sound slightly staticky. Talk one more time.
Okay. Do you want me to go out and come back in? Because sometimes I do that.
Yeah. Try to go back out and come back in.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, y'all. And
All right.
hey to DC Kool-Aid. Hey to DC Kool-Aid. Hey to everybody. What's good, Diving? What's good to all of y'all? Hey, L. Edwards. Hey, everybody. Y'all, so I told y'all I was gonna go directly to the source of Wiley to get to the bottom of this. Because everybody is accusing Wiley of being the reason for the list. Then of course everybody thought that I was gonna come out and throw a tantrum and drag Tasha K about the list, which I did leave her a comment saying that I was gonna drag her, and she hearted my comment, so I said I wasn't gonna drag her. I was just gonna talk to Wilder to see what's going on with it. Now let me see if his mic is working now.
Yeah, is it better now?
Yeah, it's better. Okay, it's good. And let me make sure I'm gonna look on my side too. Let's see. Okay, talk again.
Yeah, testing one, two, three.
Okay, I think you should be okay.
Is
I think
it better now?
yes. Okay, that's much better. What did you do?
I had to change the mic setting. Okay.
Okay, that is actually perfect. I'm happy you did whatever you did, and
Okay,
thank you so much, Lurker.
good.
Thank you. I
Hmm.
appreciate the donation, Lurker. Thank you. Okay, so Wiley, have you been made aware of this list that's going around?
I when I tell you I've been made aware of this list, so many phone calls, so many people I haven't heard for in a long time was inquiring about that list.
Okay, so I guess let's go back to how you found out about the list that it resurfaced or that it surfaced out here to the public. How did you find out?
Well, what I will say, one of Tasha K followers that we are really cool. She's that person's actually a moderator over there. Nobody really know it, but we were talking about beef sector. She said, "You know what I miss? I miss the beef sector. I mean, what happened to the black beef sector?" So I was like, I was naming names in the beef sector. What happened, and the Umar sector and the black sector invaded the beef sector, and it really changed. And then we were talking about VS, that situation with IHOP Gate, and I was saying about Shireen. And so she was like, I think you should restream that. And so I was going through my old video, and I saw a video about Jay Wilson, and I saw a video about just what I did years ago. So I restreamed it. And so then I woke up because I took a nap. Then I saw on Tasha, X page, and said, what F happened to the black, beef sector? And she named all of these names. And let's be clear, every name that she named wasn't 100% beef sector, but what they were doing was going down on YouTube and just looking at random accounts that talk about B sector content. They didn't really care about the history, and they just went and just put it there. But I remember just saying a lot of names. Of course, I said Jay Don name. I said Rico name, Sean Bradley, Tracy, Uncle Tim, Jay Wilson. L Teddy. I did say L Teddy name. I did say Captivating Christian name. I did say Chocolate Bay name. I did say, Lady Snoop name. I did say as many names as possible that I was just naming off, and just talking. And so the list was posted. And so everybody, some people were angry, some people were upset. But again, it's not the Wiley show that posted that. Tasha posted that. So any grammatical errors, anybody that's left out, that's all on Tasha. Cause she didn't come to me and say, "Oh, Wiley, do you approve of this?" She just went on and just posted it. But I can't say without a doubt, I know I said J Don name because they was asking, what happened to the show, and I didn't get into details about the show. I always say the show gonna come out one day, and I believe it's gonna come out one day. But they was just, this viewer that I'm really, really cool with. She's a moderator over there at Tasha K Show, been a moderator for a while. And so the public don't know that we're cool. So I see a lot of people have something to say. Even I went over there to VS, and VS started throwing little shit. I'm like, VS, you are B sector. And so all this stuff is going on. Now, I didn't hear about, now I'm about to be a little messy. I didn't hear about this whole frenemy sector until about 2 days ago. Because again, I don't really be checking.
Well, hold on. Let me stop you with that because that's what I want to ask you. Because see, now Pizarro has been tooting her own horn saying that Tasha did this list because Tasha watched her video. But you're telling me that this list didn't come because Tasha watched Pizarro's video, but came because you spoke to the moderator?
That could, but again, Tasha watched a lot of YouTubers. Like, if anybody know anything about Tasha, let me tell y'all how she works. She have a team of people. They just watch YouTube content. And Tasha herself, she scrolled down and she watched a lot of YouTube. She watched a lot of YouTube. So her watching Pizarro, I'm not shocked. She should be over there watching Pizarro. Even Milagro Grams, came over to the B sector not too long ago when King Roman was live, right?
Mm-hmm. So I saw Milagro.
Yeah, so Tasha do keep her eye on the B sector and watch the B sector. There were a time where Tasha K will always come into the B sector chats and talk because I would interview her a lot. She knew about the B sector, but it was a thing. Now it's quite funny that she want the B sector to come back, but then she was throwing shade talking about the B sector. They ain't no celebrities. We ain't gonna talk about them. They ain't no something. So which one is it? Do you want the B sector to come on back? Or we're not celebrities? That was like some shade that she threw with the whole IHOP gate. And Storm Monroe was talking about what was going on at IHOP with Shireen and VS and Tasha. Oh no, they ain't no celebrities. They ain't no celebrities. So we ain't gonna talk about it. So now I find it quite interesting that she want to talk about the big sector, but it's a reason why though. Oh Lord, I'm gonna get in trouble, but I'm gonna say it. Nobody putting Tasha K name in a title like they used to. There was a time when Tasha K dominated YouTube and everybody had her name in the title. Everybody was breaking down what Tasha K was doing and what Tasha K not doing, who she lying on, who she getting sued by. But that time has passed. So her putting out this list, I would have thought a lot of people would have put Tasha K name in the title. I didn't really see they put her name in the title like that. People were more so upset was, I'm not, they ain't put my name in the B sector. But the old school B sector, if I'm slighted, guess what the F I'm going to do is crack up a live and tell the people that I am B sector. And then I'm going to criticize the people that's not B sector, like Shakim, because he's Umar sector. So what you do as an old school B sector and you B sector, you crack up a live and you talk about it.
Interesting.
That's what B sector should be. If I was B sector and they said, I'm gonna let you know that I'm B sector. Don't just comment as creators. You need to be using this as publicity because Tasha do have 1 million subscribers. So why not go live and talk about it?
Now, Wiley, I want to ask you. So now, even with her in the list, because that was a whole running joke about my name being on, not being on the list. But as soon as I read the list and saw the Billy Goat's name, which is Shakim, and when I saw Rodney's name, which is not beef sector at all, when I saw all of these non-beef sector, I figured that the list was a joke. Now
She is a
I
smart
do
leader.
wonder what was the motive of Tasha K even coming out with this, because I had heard that she had a GoFundMe out here where she raising some money on the GoFundMe to pay Cardi B back, and I'm trying to figure
That's
out
the truth.
if she is trying to get donations to pay Cardi B back. So now she want to pussyfoot around in the beef sector and use names over here.
Always like that's publicity, like putting Tasha K name in the top. That's publicity, that she wants. And yes, she do have a GoFundMe. Not only a GoFundMe, she actually have a 1-800 number where you can sign up if you got like $10,000 for her to be your mentor, and she can break down how you can become a successful YouTuber. It looked like
Hmm.
Storm needs to take that course because he's struggling right now because he's on over there on Rumble. He can't even he's not even successful on YouTube anymore. So if anybody needs to take that course, he needs to be the first one to take it. And I tell anybody in the B sector, don't pay that $10,000 or don't pay that $5,000 to take her course unless she's gonna flag you down to Florida, teach you how to use OBS, teach you which lights to get and set it up and give you that Storm Monroe package because she created Storm Monroe and had made it possible for him to make money, but the money didn't dry it up now. It didn't dry it up. It didn't dry it up now. I heard he do on the side, do Uber Eats. He have to do Uber Eats deliveries on the side.
Okay. Now, even with you mentioning Storm Monroe and these other people, you saying that Tasha K is charging people $10,000 for a course?
That of course, when you get on the phone with her, when you really have that one-on-one with her for a while, I believe for 30 days, and yes, it's you really have her. She really gonna walk you through how to be successful, and I believe that package is $10,000.
Oh wow. I ain't know that she was getting money like that.
I
Cause
don't know
I
if anybody signed up for because I haven't met anybody and say, hey, I know info commercial. They'd be like, hey, I'm Tasha K, mentee, and I'm successful. I paid my $10,000, and I had one subscriber, but now I got 300,000. I haven't seen that yet. And Storm Monroe is exempt because she created Storm. She walked Storm through. So what she's trying to do now is to create another Storm. She tried to do that with 7 stars. 7 stars. I'm not coming for you. I'm not coming for you. Please don't try to walk on over me. That cricket walk. You was supposed to be the one to take Armand Wiggins out because Tasha was giving you cameras and microphones, and that didn't happen. So I'm just saying, don't come for me, sis. Don't come for me, and don't come for me, sis.
Oh, okay. So you say that you threw names out there, but Tasha came up with the list. So
Tasha,
what is her end game with this list? Do you know what the
in
end
game to be
game is?
controversial, in game to be like, oh, I care about the B sector. I wouldn't be surprised if she said, hey, let's do like a segment for Tasha K Live because you got to understand her app is not where she wanted to be. She wanted to be on a level like Netflix. She want millions of subscribers. And she, as any company like Netflix or Hulu or Paramount Plus, you're looking for content, and I'm talking about content that can attract new subscribers. Let's get to the point. What if she do a show and do interviews with people or do panel shows with people from the B sector or do a peace summit? Your subscribers are going to subscribe to that app and pay that $12.95 because you're on Tasha K Live app. Now she's not going to put us on the main page or her YouTube page, but she dang gonna sure, I believe, will put us on that app, and then those subscribers, those viewers from the B sector will have to pay. And they would pay because it's gonna be some gossip, drama there, and also it's on Tasha K app. So I believe that's one of her strategies that
Hmm.
she's trying to do for her app.
Okay. Huh. Now, as far as the peace summits go, because I thought about the peace summit as it relates to I think it was on LSA or somewhere. I can't remember, but they were talking about the peace summit that would have been VS and Sean Bradley. Now I will say that VS is apprehensive about whatever it is. I reshare her post because she was like, they tried to run this play in 2018. It did not happen then, and it's not happening today. I wasn't at first. I thought she was referring to Tasha K and her and Seven Stars. Remember, there was a whole issue with Tasha K that caused Seven Stars and VS beef back then. Remember when they had that heavy beef?
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, did they have like a debate or did a live together?
Uh-huh. Yeah, they went and did it at Tube Talks because
Yeah,
Tube
they
Talks was
did.
the
She
neutral.
moderated it. Yeah.
It was a neutral platform. And so I was so for sure. Oh, thank you for coming, Demon Soul. I was so for sure that that's what she was trying to do. Was spin it that way as far as having having some type of peace summit in order for her to gain monetarily on the beef sector. Not necessarily that she even gives a damn about people's beefs or making peace with people, but more so that she is trying to make money because of the disgruntled things that have happened to the people here. And I think that's the problem that I have. Cause she don't even come over here enough. She don't come over here enough to be trying to capitalize on everybody in this way.
Yeah, and she have it, and like I really criticized Milagro because she was saying that y'all need to come on camera. I don't understand why y'all not on camera. Then I said on King Roman Live a couple of months ago, and I confronted her. I said, "Well, sister, you telling these new people in the beat sector or these OGs in the beat sector to come on camera? You don't even come on camera on the live." Then she started to cuss me out. So I don't like it when people with no history of the beat sector try to dictate or who's B sector, who's not B sector, especially for those that weren't there. I do find that quite weird, but I hope that more OGs like yourself, because like you've been calling it out of the people not being B sector and all of that, and coming from other sectors. And so I'm glad that you called it out. Me personally, I really believe that if you do B sector content, you can be considered to be in B sector if you come from another sector, but you won't have that title as being an OG because you was not there during those times. You was not there during the times where people will call into the show and give their point of view.
Right. And speaking of OG in the beef sector, would you believe that Hot Dog Neck Wilson has been arguing with me about my OG status here, even though I was here before he even showed up? Wiley, would you believe that Hot Dog Neck Wilson is coming through here thinking that his shit don't stink? He feel like he was here before most everybody. I mean, why even you had a presence around this part before people even kind of knew who he was. But he actually even said that VS was not OG status, but that VS was second generation. Because in his opinion, he feels like his beef with Larry Nelson was what sparked the beef sector when nobody gave a damn about that beef.
No. Again, I remember I do have a video of the Larry Nelson situation. I could kind of restream that, but it's like an old podcast. But I will say this: Jay Wilson don't know what he talked about. He need to go get his mind checked. Him being on that Ozempic, maybe it's messing up his memory. I've also said that Jay Wilson is very, very jealous, and I want to say uppity. I know many people don't like uppity. I hear you, I understand it, but that woman stand 10 toes down defending the Wiley show, and because many people say, "Oh, he said he didn't know uppity." Yes, I did say that. You know why? Because she was a caller. You got to understand, when these people will call in, it took me a while to get to know them. So when I went back and played those old episodes, I was like, oh my God, she was a thumb down producer. She was really defending me on his platform. And he's just really, really jealous. He have not, this man said the reason why I have a beef. Now, mind you, he been beefing for me for years, ever since I've been staying in Texas, taking that city bus. Oh yeah, he posted his grandma's funeral up on that. Yes, I did, because again, my family wanted it on YouTube so they can go back and replay it. You know what the F you talk about, bruh? He just talk a lot of mess, and what gets me, he know I can defend myself. He know I can clap back, and he know my name ring supreme. And I haven't really been consistent to be certain. It's been years, but my name stand 10 toes down, and he knows him talking about Rico. He know that can get under his skin. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna defend Rico, because I don't like it when somebody that got a house, somebody got money in the bank, somebody that's working out, somebody that's on Ozempic and doing all this type of stuff, and then you want to talk down to the quote unquote less than, to the quote unquote he got less money than me, so I'ma just pile up on Rico. Like, just come on. And it just don't understand. Me and Rico's relationship is way much better than it was in DC. And let's be clear, Rico, I'm giving his props, offered for me to live with him. When I was on probation, Rico gave me his address to do my probation with him in New York. I turned it down because I don't want the trolls coming after him trying to get me and he get in trouble. You understand what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? I'm going to stay in this shelter. I'm going to stay in this transitional housing. I'm going to stay on this concrete. You know, I'm not going to bring him into my mess. And when I get on my feet, I will go visit Rico and team up with Rico, right? But I just don't like it when I see people like Jay Wilson, an elder. He's almost 60 years old, beating down somebody because they're not at the level where he was back in the day. Back in the day, it was much easier to get a house. Back in the day, today's market, today's economy is a challenge. Whether you want to believe it or not, back in the day, there was no AI. So don't come and just get on your high horse. Try to help Rico, mentor Rico, but don't pile up on him, bruh. Because I'm going to call your behind out, you pathetic queen. And he don't like it. I'm going to call it out. So I hit that link. I hit it 3 times. And then that 4th time, he blocked me. And then I got my troll account, and he blocked that. I said, no problem. I'll make about 20 troll accounts. You got to keep blocking me. Because I don't like it when you try to, if you dissing me, if you so-called OG beef sector, you love each other, bring me on the platform. Let's get a click and a view. You know I'm more wise than nothing against Cash Show. But I got way more sense than Cash Show because ain't no man going to mollywop me over and over and over, and I'll keep running back. Only one thing when Rico threw that drink in my face, and I was ready to call the cops. And if it wasn't for VS, you know what I'm saying? If one for VS, you know what I'm saying? He would have got arrested, but VS saved him. But I don't play that. Put your hands on me and all that. I don't play them type of games. I'm all leaking blood gushing out of my nose and all that. No, I don't want that because like no, like let's not play that.
And Wiley, would you believe this is just how much a lot of them new people have disrupted the beef sector? Because even when that happened in real time, a lot of these new ass people was running around talking about, was it a play or was it not a play? And I'm thinking to myself, you don't see this blood gushing out there. And then Castro, he acted like he had memory issues a little bit after the fact, where we was on DMs telling him not to go to sleep because we were thinking he might have had a concussion and we didn't want him to go to sleep and not wake up. But it was these new people that's used to running plays that really thought that that was a whole play, and that it was fake blood and all this weird ass shit. I'm like, this shit is weird. Real, even when it went down to them going to the courthouse and charges was filed, people were still speculating about it being a play. And I'm just like, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That was real. And that's why what makes it different with OG. And that's why the beef sector will always reign supreme, because we can always go back to the real beefs, that real stuff. At the end of the day, that real beef. I can go replay it live right now just to conjure up the Shireen VS, because I actually had Shireen on camera and we did an interview. This is years ago when it first happened, right? Just a couple of days after the IHOP gate, I had got an interview with Shireen. Now I don't deal with her now because she's a drunk and she her son. I ain't gonna never forget. They try to cuss me out and all that. I don't play that because you the one that took yourself out there to IHOP and had to run and hide and all that stuff. You did that. I didn't tell you to do that. I ain't got that much power. If anything, I would told you to give me your retirement check and so I can spend it. So, but I will say what I love about the beef sector in those times, it was real beef. It was real beef. The Sean Bradleys, the VES, the J Duns. It was real beef. Even Nicole Tyler, she was out there throwing out beef. It was like real beef. Five Babe couldn't stand me. It was real beef. Jay Wilson, he couldn't stand me back then, jealous hater. And he just real beef. But what I will say to Jay Wilson, I said, look, you know what? I'm going to show this dude that I can lose this weight again without Ozempic. So I had lost 10 pounds and stuff like that. I said, let me just show this dude I can do it without old zipping. Because he just sitting here just want to just drag Wiley. I'm like, well, and don't even send me no donation. Talk about he don't really have no haircut. If you want me to get a haircut, it costs $45. My priority is paying is housing, is paying down debt. I was just today in Vegas looking at different apartments, trying to save, paying school fees. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get this degree because I graduate next year, if it be the Lord's will, for my Bachelor's of Criminal Justice Administration. So I'm doing something to better myself.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And you have inspired me. So have, and it's no shade, so have Jay Wilson. When he talked about those degrees, I can give him his kudos on there. Brianna has inspired me going back to school and graduating. So what did I do? I go in and I literally do my homework. Like today, I had to do a paper and I went to sleep. And I said, let me put my alarm on because I don't want to miss this show. Because I always try to make sure that I come and support you, J Don. Now, it was a mess because when I announced that I was going to be on when you announced that it was going to be on the show, they said, you should have went on Pizarro because she got the crowd. You should have went on Lemon because she got the crowd. Don't nobody like J Don. I said, that's a lie. And I told the person, I said, no offense. J Don asked me first. And what I look like, I'm old school big sector. What I look like doing a play and don't go on her show, then go on somebody else's show. Like, no. If we made a commitment, I'm going to follow my word and do it. Because again, J-Don, you make great content and everybody not going to like you. And then they were saying, well, the reason why J-Don is not that liked because she went over to Lemon and she P-bombed his channel. And I'm like, I don't know anything about that. And if she did, guess who I blame? The channel holder. Because again, I know for a fact, I don't bring people on StreamYard. You're going to get a banner and a call-in number. I rarely open that StreamYard up to people unless I really, 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 really know you. But at the end of the day, I do a call-in number, and you just call in. Because ever since Jay Wilson lost his channel, I'm talking about that channel. He had all them subscribers and all that time. I'm talking about this original channel. He allowed some troll to come up there, and he didn't know because he was old and outdated and demented-minded. He didn't know how to take the video down, and he had lost that channel because he got P-bombed on there. Ever since that moment when I heard about that, I said, I ain't gonna be opening up that chat to the people at the big sectors. I don't know. I love me some Rico. I don't know if he wanted to try to be a stripper on my platform. So I give him this call-in number. You know, you can call in because I don't know.
Now let me say this too. Let me say this, Wiley, to whoever told you that. And you don't have to tell me who told you that. But let me just say this to whomever it is if they out here listening. Me and Wiley done met in person twice, motherfucker. Done breathed the same air. Done ate at the same table. Why in the hell would he give anything exclusive to a troll that's too punk pussy to show her face or even go out somewhere to do any meet and greet? Why the fuck would he give an exclusive to somebody that is scared to exchange phone numbers with him? Because the reason why I was able to get it is because me and Wiley have exchanged phone numbers.
Yes.
So all I did was hit up his phone and say, what's this about your name being floated around about this damn list? Can you come on and talk about it? So don't you dare try to take my exclusive away from me, especially not from somebody that I actually done met in person and broke bread with. Are you okay? Are you okay? Pizarro will never meet a motherfucking soul because she's too scary. Don't try to take my exclusive.
And can I say this with Pizarro and this is with love. Everybody keeps talking about this frenemies, it's a new sector and stuff like that. Let me tell you why it's not successful. Number one, when you always coming back to the B sector and using B sector people and all that, it will never be successful until you get some people from the B sector say, you know, I'm 10 toes down frenemies. I ain't dealing with the B sector, F y'all. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to recruit some heavy hitters, not people that's not coming on camera. They coming on camera. I'm talking about some heavy hitters. We 10 toes down frenemies sector. But the problem is, y'all ain't that solid over there. You got to come back to home to mama to the B sector. And just like it was a person, I was watching YouTube cameras, and a viewer was on there. She said, "I'm gonna create a new YouTube channel for the frenemy sector and go and bring back my community." Well, and I'm like, lady, you don't need to create a new channel. Use your same channel. Why go?
Hold on 1 second, Wiley. Angelica Pickles, you know I don't like you. Don't you need to be over there in Patreon with Brianna, bitch? And whether she was listed as any motherfucking thing, again, she's still too punk pussy to show her motherfucking face. So I politely went on ahead and hid you, hoe. Now you was already in Tasha K comments trying to talk to me. You raggedy ass stalking ass bitch. If you don't go over there and pat Brianna up on her back for finally graduating with a damn degree at damn near 40, bitch. I know you got plenty of things that you should be doing right now. Bitch, if you don't go over there and help Brianna lift her stomach up so that she could wash her pussy hoe, I know it's plenty that you could do over there. If you don't go over there with a motherfucking sponge and help wax her motherfucking back, bitch, before you come up in here trying to tell me a fuck thing, because she told me that she met your ugly ass. She said y'all done met in person. Take your ass on over there and help her lift her thigh meat so that she could really do something about herself, bitch. Don't come up in my chat with no fuckery, because I already told you I don't like you, bitch. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
No. I feel you. No, I feel you. I see this. I said this is B sector, and so yeah, and I'm like, it's a new sector. I said, well, until y'all stand 10 toes down on a frenemy sector and really build that sector, and don't engage with the B sector, because again, I've said the B sector is like WWE. The frenemy sector, not even like AEW. Y'all are literally like a backyard wrestling promotion in like in the woods or something. Y'all not solidified there yet, because y'all don't even know who's really going to be able to be successful. Oh, this person booted out. Oh, this person broke the bylaws. Oh, this person did that. It's just not going to work. Unless you recruit VS, and VS come 10 toes down as a frenemy person in there to really help that platform to grow, or unless it's Jay Don go over there, recruit, and be 10 toes down frenemy sector. So this is why the B sector will always remain supreme, because you still have OGs over here like Jay Don, Jay Wilson, and all of these people that's still out here doing it and still out here promoting and pressing the gas on it. So I love the fact that Jay Don, you still going live and you still showing the people. I really, really love it. And even the situation with YouTube cameras, I do consider her. She's like new version. She's the new. She's a baby in the B sector, but she talk about B sector topics, and I love the fact when you go live early in the morning. So and then I see YouTube cam go live early in the morning. I really like it, because I feel like it's still there. The B sector is still there. Even King Roman, he's popping out, because I posted my school stuff saying that I'm going to graduate next year, blah, blah, blah. And King Roman said, congratulations, Wiley. He's so attractive. I can't wait till he make up with Rico so we can have a good old time together. I'm going to have to invite, when I go to New York, we definitely going to invite King Roman, because I think that's going to be some good content. And I will be cooking. I will get my jockstrap and cook a meal for Rico, because I really want Rico. I really want to make up for DC, because like, yeah, I blame myself. I take full accountability for embarrassing him and people still using that. So we need an update so I can really be there and really, really show Rico a good time, and really be like, okay, Rico, let's show these girls let's show these girls a good old time. And I haven't really let me keep myself. I'm about to say I haven't got it in a long time, so I know he's gonna be obsessed with me then, because it's been a while. Jay Dunn, I've been celibate for a long time, since 2000. When did that Walmart situation happen? 2024? Was that 25? I think it was
that was
24.
20. Yeah, it was 24. It was after that Vegas trip.
It was
But
after Vegas.
in today's economy, it's okay to be celibate, because the price of gas is high, the price of food is high, milk and eggs is
Absolutely.
high. It's all high.
And when I'm like, for me, Jay, I said this. I said I want to get myself together. I don't want to be broke and try to make love, because again, that's not really like a turn on for me, right? So I said, I'm going to take this celibacy. I'm going to really focus on me to build me up and do all of these great things. Even this, and I want to even share this, because I'm like, I saw Lemmer, he was live. And this is what gets me with some of y'all in the B sector. I hopefully y'all do this. I need this. When Lemon is live, can somebody else go live when he go live and do like a head to head? Because like sometimes Lemon, no offense, Lemon, I'm just talking my perspective. He be struggling to pull the show. And sometimes it be the same stuff over and over and over. I would love to go to live, like if Jay Dunn live, but people, I would love to see, like, click on her live during the same time slot that Lemon is live. Because sometimes this is something missing over there. And then what gets me, he always got a new channel. And I'm like, dang, you can't keep a channel over here. What the world is going on? So that's why I like to come on your channel. You have a solid brand, been here for over 10 years, and I would love to see people go live when he go live, bring some competition. And that's why I would love to see with the frenemy sector. If you want some real drama, stand 10 toes down and go live when Lemon go live. When VS crack that live up, say, no, chick, you ain't with the frenemies. Y'all go live and crack a live up and bring some entertainment, but let it be new, let it be real, let it be sincere. I would like to see it. I'm just here as a viewer. I would love to see that, because sometimes I like to sit down in the bushes, because sometimes I don't comment because I don't want people to be saying, hey, while here, I just like to listen.
Well, you know something, Wiley, let me tell you. So first off, about the frenemy sector, they was claiming frenemy sector until Tasha K put that post. Then they want to claim B sector again. But as of 2 hours ago, maybe 3 hours ago, Pizarro kicked everybody out of the frenemy sector. So they have now dismantled. I'm not sure what they are going to do now, but she kicked out Brooke. She kicked out everybody. So the frenemies, may they rest in peace. It seems like before they could even have the B sector funeral tomorrow, they ended up having the frenemy sector funeral today. And I know the frenemies were rooting to be in attendance for the B sector funeral over there. Babe was supposed to be doing it, which Babe should be sick of funerals. I mean, she was just attending one looking like a coked out Whitney Houston 2 weekends ago. And she was up on the camera and everything. For somebody that just attended a real funeral 2 weeks ago, looking like Whitney, about the OD and overdose in 2012, I don't know why she is trying to have any type of funeral, especially not for the beef sector. It's too many funerals going on up over there up in her family and in her household. You understand?
I understand. I will tell you this. I had to bury my grandmother, and when I tell you, I said, "Oh, wow, you got so big." I saw all my Oopa Loopa stuff on there, so I understand. I get it, but I don't understand why Five Babe want to be a part of a funeral of the B sector when she still talk about B sector. How can you do a funeral for something that you still talk about, you still communicate about, you still be in the bushes, you still be watching? Not too long ago, she was talking about triple X or triple red, or she was addressing him over there on Lemon not too long ago. So you still be in the mess into the B sector. So I don't understand how you want to go out and one day be an evangelist and go out there and try to trash the B sector or do a funeral for them. It's just not going to work. And obviously, y'all have not even shown enough to prove that y'all made the B sector get into a demise. The B sector still got a heart. It's still got a heartbeat, and it's still here. Even when VS don't go live like that. It was not you, Triple Red. It was somebody else. It wasn't you. It was somebody. I can't think of the dude name. I can't think of his name, but he don't come on camera when Lemon used to go on his channel back in the day. But I can understand if the B sector was gone and it was gone, it was dead and blah blah blah. Then you do a funeral. But the B sector is still here thriving. The heartbeat is still here. People are still talking. And when that list came out, that's just pure evidence that the B sector remains supreme. They didn't say, "Oh, where's the frenemy sector?" It's like, no, it don't exist. I guess Pizarro just said it makes herself feel better. Maybe she felt some type of way in the sector. Maybe she felt some type of way that it got dry and she trying to get a play or storyline to get it more interesting. But when that Tasha K thing came out, all that work, the plays they try to do just went out the window because everybody has been claiming B sector. Everybody even said, I've been here first. I'm an OG. Everybody has been claiming B sector ever since that list came out, and my name was dropped in the comments, and they said they're gonna drag me. Drag me. Get your click and view. It ain't gonna hurt me.
Right, but Wiley, that's another thing for Five Baby to be trying to throw a funeral for the beef sector, but she still ain't threw a funeral for the name Five Baby yet. I mean, when that name got snatched and trademarked by Johnny Mac, and then her whole channel got snatched, shouldn't she have been throwing a funeral for that right there? She should have thrown a funeral for that since she had to come and rebrand herself as Shalina. Before she had to come back as Charlena, she should have had already done a funeral for that. Why she over there trying to do a funeral for some of everything else? But then she claimed to be a born again Christian. I don't like these sometimey Christians. It's a lot of sometimey Christian up in the B sector. It's a lot of them.
Absolutely. And
Go
Fabe
ahead.
still commit fornication. So she ain't no real thumb down Bible believing, Bible thumping Christian. She still be getting it in. She still be screwing men on the side. She still, she still be doing stuff like that. Okay. So she ain't no stump down Christian. Like, no, she never was. She still be out there creeping in the pastor's office and doing the late night. So no, I don't know. She ain't no stump down Christian at all. Not at all. Absolutely not. Okay. And I'm glad that she's still here, but she ain't no Christian. No, ain't no Christian woman gonna go to a church to do a video to make fun of Wiley, and she did that. And she's supposed to be a Christian. She ain't no Christian. She is a
Mhm.
woman that can't preach. She is a woman that get it in with men that got money. She'll drop them draws if you got a nice little coin. So she ain't no Christian. No, not at
Yeah,
all.
I just was thinking about that, as far as that sector funeral. Now that was one thing too, because Pizarro did say that Tasha K had listened to Five Babes live about the beef sector funeral and then heard her live, and that's why Tasha K had did the list. Because Pizarro is saying that Tasha K did the list because of her, but also because Pizarro's name was the first name up on the list. And
And
actually, I have the list queued up here. Let me share the screen too, and we could take a look at this list while we're talking about it. Let me share my screen here to the list because we can take a look at what Tasha put while we discussing it. Because yeah, I was like, Tasha gonna have to fire her assistants because it's just way too many names up in here that don't even have nothing to do with the beef sector at all. So this is the list. You see it on your screen, Wally?
I see it.
Okay, so Pizarro did say because her name is first that's why she know that Tasha was looking at her live and came up with the list because of her live. But then also, so she got Five Babe, she got VS, she got Ness, she got Roman, she got Brianna. I think right there it should have stopped at Brianna because then she put the Billy Goat right there. Now, Brianna, I have to fault Ness and Brianna for the Billy Goat's existence here, which makes sense why his name came after Brianna's. She got Tracy. Now, Tracy is the one that's holding on to Rodney, scary punk pussy ass, for dear life. So it makes sense for Rodney name to come behind Tracy's. Then we got BBW and Lemon because they always in this fake relationship with each other. So that makes sense. Jay Wilson and the Wiley Show. Now, why your name is all the way down here, Wiley? Why they put you all the way down here?
Well, because I haven't been active in the Big South in a long a word time. Like I
Mm-hmm.
have consistently for B sector content. You got to go back probably 2019,
Okay.
early 2020, like consistently doing beat. I'm talking about beat sector. Like listen, like y'all listen. Being on camera for hours. I'm talking about on camera for hours.
Mm-hmm.
Being on the bus for hours. Like before it was a such thing as IRL streaming, we was doing that back in the day. Going on the bus, going to get my medicine, doing walking down the street, going to the store, getting ice cream. So we was doing that way back in the day. So I haven't really been active, like really as an active creator on the B sector in a very long time. So when half them names came up on this list, I like, who the F is that? Because I don't even know. But they were saying that, like Dory, they were saying like different people is from other sectors. And it's really, really funny. I don't know why they did that. That's so messy. IHOP Kiki.
Well, hold on. Yeah, that's what we gonna get through. So she got Ken Nola, she got Brooke, but then she put Sour Patch. Now, the thing that made Sour Patch name controversial is because up there in the first paragraph, she got Black YouTube beef sector, but Sour Patch ain't black. Sour Patch is Latina, and she fuss and cusses people out up in Spanish over here. So that's why it's like, now Tasha K, why do you have Black YouTube beef sector, but then you list Sour Patch, who is not black? But then she also got Sean Bradley, Treasure Lane, Lady Nika. Now, I think that's another reason why people were suspecting that you had something to do with this list. Because why
Lord Jesus.
Lady Nika's name is very easy to spell. So why
It's
in the world did
NYCA. But when you deal
why
with
did she
Tasha,
do this?
when you deal with Tasha K, she be up for hours and hours of drinking her wine, hours and hours and hours of doing listen to her African goddess, and so she did not get that proof read by her team. If she would have really had her team, proofread the names, make sure it's spelled right, it wouldn't have been a mistake. So that's why I can tell like Tasha hurried up and put that list together and because she Instagram there because it's so easy to spell Lady Nika Day. I mean, you can't miss Lady Nika. She's dark and her name is Lady Nika.
Mm-hmm. And then also, so she got Uppity Negro Goddess, Kwani, Dory, Lady Snoop. Now, Lady Snoop claims the island. But I mean, I think her name deserving of being here more than like the Billy Goat and Rodney.
Oh,
Then
absolutely. Because
also she that we at IHOP Kiki. Now, why would she put IHOP Kiki? We know who in the hell Kiki is.
but she will be if and always known as IHOP Kiki, unfortunately, because she have not done anything to reinvent herself to get that IHOP off of her. IHOP Kiki, because it went viral, she will always be known of that. Even when you think of VS, you don't think of IHOP VS because VS name is so strong. That IHOP situation is a little piece, maybe a sentence of her life story because she built a solid brand in the B sector. I honestly be trying to come in. VS is working on her real life. She got her diabetes down. She got money in the bank. She talked about her military service. So she lived an incredible life. But I would love if I would love for VS to go live every day like she used to do back in the day and keep the lives up. Like she don't even keep the lives up. Like you got to pay. She's all about a coin and stuff like. Cause I'll be like, dang, I'll be like, I cannot miss VS Live because she's gonna put it on members only, and I ain't got the coins out there to be paying for everybody members only. But once I do get the coin.
She is putting it on members only, but one of the reasons for that too, Wiley, is it was a whole flag and strike situation that was happening where people was attacking her page and then she was having to fight them back as well. So
Oh, I
that's
see.
another reason why she started putting it up there to keep people from coming at her page. It's been a lot of crazy shit that been happening around the beef sector. And please like the video if y'all have not. Get the likes up. Thank you. But it's a lot of stuff that's been happening in the B sector as far as flag wars go. And okay, so they put Queen Tulsa. Queen Tulsa is not beef sector, she black tea sector. She put 7 stars and she put Rob. Rob used to be around here, but Rob is dealing with a divorce, and I think she was struggling with her mental health and some of everything else the last time I saw her. So I don't think that Rob is really going to be active at all, because
And I don't think
Rob is taking her divorce pretty hard.
I don't think Queen Tulsa know what sector she a part of.
Well, I thought Tulsa said that she was black tea sector. That's where she came from.
Baby,
That's what
one
most of
day
the
she
people
black
say.
T sector, one day she's a mother of white children, one day she's a streetwalker, one day she's in corporate America. She really don't know what sector she on.
Okay.
One day
Okay.
she Tasha K mentee, she just don't know. She's a little bit confused. Let's pray for Queen Tulsa.
Now, another thing too, I wanted to go back to the person that was trying to discourage you from coming to my channel. So, as far as the P bomb that happened with Lemon, um, first off, that P bomb that happened with Lemon was like 2025. Um, but what happened was Lemon was allowing Ness to be up there talking about my pussy. And Ness was just saying all this crazy ass shit because this was when Ness was a lesbian. This was before Ness found Jesus once again and has denounced her lesbianism. But when Ness was a lesbian, Ness was over there talking about my pussy at Lemons. And I was getting quite sick of it. And I had clicked this link and told him to redirect his guests multiple times. And so when he finally let me up, I just showed him a pussy because I'm like, okay, and it wasn't my pussy. It was somebody else's pussy. But I'm just like, well, if she could talk about pussy here, then let me show you what she talking about. Exhibit A. It was kind of like that. But either way, that just happened with Lemon. And that was actually about 6 or 7 channels ago. So it's crazy to me that people are still talking about me showing Lemon a pussy. And quite frankly, Lemon ain't seen a pussy since that day I showed him one. Because he apparently is scared of pussy, from what I understand, because it's the old senior citizen ladies and the young people up on here that be trying to throw their pussy at him, but he's scared of it. So I think that everybody should be thanking me for introducing him to what a pussy looks like, because I don't think he's seen it before a day in his life. Thank you.
I've always said, I've said this publicly that Lemon is into men. He a grifter. He would get the money and that's all fine and dandy. I can just definitely tell. And usually my gay radar is not off. It's definitely been on point. I've been a part of the gay scene for a very, 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 very long time. So I do believe he like to get it on with men and like to do a little sloppy toppy. I do believe that. Do believe that. I can't believe that he lost 6 or 7 channels. That's just quite sad. Like, whoa, he beat the record of losing so many channels and doing it. But
Mhm.
yikes.
Yeah,
Yikes.
he has legit lost about 6 or 7. That's not even an exaggeration, Wiley. He done lost that many of them. But that's only because he is a lazy content creator. I mean, hell, you could have got his channel taken that day when he went to sleep and left your crazy ass up there talking about Trump and shit. He left you up there for about 3 or 4 hours by yourself, carrying his audience talking about Trump. You could have showed a pussy then.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was really manic and I did that show for so long. Then I started talking about my dad that I met on DNA Ancestry, how he denied me. And then finally Lemon woke up. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. Can I just say I'm in a much better headspace and I took a nap to do this show? I am so much better now because usually I'd be up for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I couldn't believe that Lemon. He went to sleep and I was talking about Trump, vote for Trump, and they couldn't stand it. I said, I ain't leaving these viewers. Oh, look at all these people in the chat. I did a whole show. I showed when I was at the City Hall in Chicago with the rights of Black people. I could have easily did a whole, went on OnlyFans and just had this whole channel shut down. But I have a good heart. I'm not that crazy to try to like mess up people's bag. You know what I'm saying? And then he's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like attractive to me, and I
Mm-hmm.
like his voice, and so I'm like, oh, this is real, real good. And I was shocked that he allowed me to stay on there when it's, and that's when I knew that he liked to drink. He got a drinking problem. Once Rico got sober, I believe Lemon picked up that drinking demon because you do know once a person is done being like a sloppy drunk and they get clean, they go to AA, that spirit leaps and it's gonna find a new person and they cleaned on the limit. And he
Mm-hmm.
got it because like I be listening to him, he just be so drunk and slurring his words, and he would not just stop drinking and stuff like that. That's really, I could just imagine that liver just stinks like Hennessy, Ciroc, Grey Goose, because he just loved to drink. And that's why he allows so many weird stuff going on his channel because he's not sober minded.
And Wiley, one quick thing. Please like the video if y'all have not. And I want to say hey to everybody coming in. Specifically, hey to my members. Yvonne A, I see you. Hey, how you doing? Hey to all of my members and my supporters. So Room Shaker came in late. She was asking about the list. For the late people that came and just asked about this list, Wiley, do you want to debrief them on what you said about
Yeah,
this list?
so like I was telling Jada, welcome, thank you to everybody that's watching this broadcast and honored to be here. When I'm really close with somebody, one of Tasha K moderators, really, really close. And we were on the phone, we were talking about B sector. She brought up about she missed the B sector and all that. And I was naming names of the people in the B sector and what happened to the B sector and in my opinion. And I told her I don't like it when people don't come on camera because when I used to roast and gag J Don came on camera. Like you saw J Don on camera, and I was able to put her on my website during the time, and we was able to like really, really beef. And so we were just bringing up names, and we were talking about names, and they was talking about who they was watching, and so that was it. And then I got an update that Tasha K posted on X about the Black Beast. I'm like, what happened? And I was like, oh my gosh. And then everybody started putting my name. Everybody started DMing me. Yeah, it's the Wiley list. It really don't count. Who cares? Blah, blah, blah. People's in their feelings. Oh, you not B-Sect, you second generation. It was a whole lot of, thing. Even Jay Wilson, he was happy. Oh, I'm glad to be in the number. He was all glad to be on the list. So I don't endorse the list because number one, it doesn't include everybody that is the pillars of this. You don't have J Don on there. You gotta have J Don. You don't have like I said, Nicole Tyler. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have
Deanna Irvin, Rick Reed. It's a lot of
you gotta have Deanna
legendary people
Irvin.
on there.
You gotta have Rick Reed. You gotta have these people on there. And so again, it wasn't that thought of. So that's just to let you know that she didn't do right. I wish that she would have inquired with other people from the B sector to say, hey, who else should I add on the list? Because again, I don't know everybody. Somebody might slip through the cracks, but
One
that's why you
second, Wiley. Let
okay.
me So JP Chase, I was just on the camera 2 days ago on the Miss O's. Catch up. Just because I don't make a habit of coming on here, don't mean I don't come on the camera. Just 2 days ago, I was on the camera on the Miss O's broadcast, and I re-aired it for my morning show yesterday morning. Now again, catch up. Why don't ya? Otherwise, shut the hell up. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and so and a lot of people, again, me and Jay Don, we have met. I've met other subscribers. Again, I've done a couple of meet and greets. We also going to do another meet and greet when I graduate. Whenever they host the graduation, I would announce because I'm gonna invite some of my producers to the graduation. We're gonna party all night. So, but a lot of these creators don't even do, like I said, meet and greets. VS did a meet and greet with her people. That's what she was a thumb down lesbian. Now she's a born again, like she's straight. She's not in a lifestyle like that. So they don't even do meet and greets anymore. Still, Sean Bradley, because I follow him on TikTok, he still travel his crew, from different parts of this world. So a lot of these people don't even, like you said, don't even do meet and greets, don't even come outside and all that type of stuff. And that's why I always go back to these day ones. Even Jay Wilson had a meet and greet, even though it was, about 2 people in it at his house. He said he supposed to have all this security, but it was some big boned people, but they had a good time though. He said, let me get King Jazz. He gave King Jazz some of that bootang. But then King Jazz got into a beef with VS, and and King Jazz started bleaching his hair. Was about to go in because he got into a beef, and they started dogging him. Like, y'all gotta understand. But I warned him. I said, "Don't you come to the beef sector? This is a ruthless sector. And if you team up with Jay Wilson already, that VS TSCC go come at you." And they did. And they brought up all that stuff about his mama being a criminal, and he up there waving a knife, and he was mad. He was angry. He started bleaching his hair because I tried to tell him, like, this beef sector don't play. especially I'm talking about the beat sector really back then. Don't play like that. You'd have people back in the beat sector taking pictures of people's kids and all that type of stuff and following people around. Then you had the restraining order gate going around. So it was a lot of stuff in that old school beat sector that the new sector, you have no idea of what was going on in this beat sector. Even Jay Wilson going past Tracy House, and when 5A broke down in tears, it was you, Jay Wilson, did it, and I got blamed, and you took me around Tracy House and all that. So I just said, even the whole
And
thing
you
about
know, Jay Wilson still tries to minimize that. Just a day or two ago, he tried to minimize him taking people past that woman's house like that was nothing. He will do his dirt around this sector and still try to make it seem like he did absolutely nothing at all. Even though that is the most egregious thing that you could ever do, taking people past somebody else's house, a whole violation of privacy, making Tracy a single woman a target, even so much so that Stomp Down started passing by Tracy's house later on and walking around outside with his camera rolling outside of her apartment because of you, Jay Wilson. It was all because of you. Stop minimizing the bullshit that you do with your ragged ass.
Yeah, and also Tracy was ordering Uber Eats. She was ordering a hot dog from 7-Eleven, and she docks her address. So this is like old school stuff, but like Jay Wilson is not innocent. He always try. He's when I say he's a messy queen, he's a messy queen. Even shout out to Uppity, even when she was saying, yeah, y'all didn't let Wiley on the gentleman's panel and all that. Yeah, because we couldn't trust her. But QB, who I had slept with, said, he brought me up on that judge, and we woke it up. So again, I just feel like for the people that are new, y'all miss something. It was I call it the golden age, the golden era of the beef sector. It was the golden
you said that you slept with QB?
Absolutely. QB was in Chicago. I've been on QB for a long time.
Oh, that's interesting. I just wanted to make sure that they heard you.
Yeah, they better heard me. I'm like, Wiley, I've been in these streets. I used to be a whore. Okay? Let's not play it. Don't leave your man by me and he like to sleep on the other side. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't bring your man around me and all that. He like to sleep with me because we gonna get it thing. Little Chocolate Bay came on. He's supposed to be so bougie, so shadidi. Guess what? He got around Rico and Wiley. He dropped them draws. Like y'all didn't see. You ain't beat me in person. You don't know how I do. You just know the Wiley online on YouTube. You don't know the freaky Wiley at the nighttime. You don't know. So just keep on watching us over here and get that click and that view and watch us. But you don't know that back then that we got it in back in the day. And you don't want me to team up with Rico in New York, especially when I know he want this big old thing. Blah 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 blah. Like, come on. But I got to get my body and stuff together because we gonna make sure that we make up for all the missed time with Rico. I can't wait because one thing that really wanted me to do it, because when y'all was coming out that man with that dog and had him go to jail, I called my producer that lived in New York, my day one producer. I said, Icon, go to that courthouse and be there for Rico. Make sure you pay for him. He paid for him to get on the bus and everything. He was right there. Made sure he got a cigarette. He made sure he got there. So don't play these games. Because I've seen that, Wiley. She was trying to come out there and say, Wiley, you don't care nothing about record. I said, don't say that about me. When push come to shove, I said, let me call Icon that actually live in New York. We was there for Rico. And I told Rico, don't put that dog on the internet because these people are going to use it for content.
You're right. I remember whenever you helped him. And I think that was a good way to pay it forward, especially considering that you said that he was offering up his residence for you when you had probation.
Yes.
So then it was good for you to be able to be there for him. That's good. Wow.
Absolutely. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And I said no, because once you move to a different state and they put you on mental health treatment, you got your psych doctor, you got your therapist. I don't want to have to hurt because once you move to another state, you have to start all over again. And what if I would have moved there and there's been a waiting list to get a therapist for a year, or it may take 6 months to see a psychiatrist? So I said, let me just stay here. Let me get solidified. And then once I get on my feet enough, then I go there and visit Rico. And we go out and have a good time in New York. And I was showing Rico, because the person that picked him up is worked very much in the industry. Very much in the industry. So you got to be careful how you come for Wiley. Because one thing, the reason why Wiley is still successful and still coming up, because we got some good, strong supporters that have been following me for a long time. Shout out to Katie Talk Katie Talk 101 was in the courtroom in my case. Shout out to her for contacting families and lawyers and helping me and all that stuff. Shout out for her helping me get into the shelters and different stuff like that. Shout out to my other supporter, Natasha, for helping me, coming for a veteran, helping me. So I appreciate my audience. I do. And so when Rico was going to the thing, I said, let me use some of my supporters to help him, because I didn't like that people called the cops on this man and of dealing with a dog. Like I didn't like that at all. I feel like that's crazy. But you got to be careful, though. I got to put my B-Sector hat on. You got to be careful what you post on these streets. You got to be careful, doing stuff to your dog and chastise your dog on the internet, because people can use that and say, oh, he abusive. I said the same thing with people with their kids. Don't be trying to hit your child on the internet, because if they see that, they're going to use that to go to Child Protective Services. So I'm just speaking from an OG perspective.
Right. Now, you said about a meet and greet, a potential meet and greet, Wiley. When are you talking about a meet and greet?
For me, it would be next year. Most definitely. When I get my bachelor, it would be next year in June. Absolutely.
Okay. I was just curious to know. I know that the troll talent was talking about a talentcation here in Atlanta at the end of August. He mentioned to me. So that's the only other meet and greet that I know of that's coming up. Even that right there, it's so many people that want to be coined beef sector like a Rodney that would never even do a meet and greet or leave his house to meet anybody. And I'm just like, well, what in the hell? You just want the name just to have the name, but you won't even do anything in order to provide the content.
Yeah, you got to do the meet and greet. Like for me, I've already been working for me and Rico when we link up, really to entertain the people, because I guess we won't be going live 24/7, but we will do a live just to make up for all the type of stuff like that. And I got to say this. Oh Lord, what is that guy name? Oh, Wonky Pro. Jay Wilson, stop bringing that name up. We did not catfish no Wonky Pro. Wonky Pro, who is obsessed with Rico because he mad that Rico and us cool and stuff like that. And then Rico said I slept with Wonky Pro. Rico, let me correct you. Me and Wonky Pro did not sleep together. When I had 2 apartments at the time in Dallas. Wonky Pro, a YouTuber, New York to Dallas. I picked him up from his hotel. He had all of these bottles of liquor. He said, we're going to do a radio show on Blog Talk Radio, and I'm going to interview on Blog Talk Radio. I said, okay. And this is before the Beat Sector was even in existence. The Beat Sector wasn't even out yet. And so he came to my apartment. He started drinking. Now, mind you, those bottles were supposed to be my housewarming gift. It was all drunk up. And he got sloppy drunk. And I told him, I said, I can't take you to your hotel room because I drunk some. And I believe even if I took a couple of sips, you don't drink and drive. So what I did was I got him in an Uber, and he got in that Uber. He went back to his hotel room. And I even told the person, Markel, the producer of Chasing Dallas, that he's highly intoxicated. And that's what happened. And because he got embarrassed, and because I told Markel that he was super drunk, he decided to say, Wiley deleted numbers in my phone. No, you were deleting numbers in your phone. You was the one that was cussing out your boyfriend because you was a drunken queen. So don't be big. So if you won't tell my story, tell the truth or shut up, because I'm going to always come out and defend myself. Don't let me come off the porch and come back into this beat sector. I don't play that. Don't you sit there and lie. You lying, non-singing, switch demon. You queen. Don't play with me.
And Diva. So to clear that up, uh Trish and Rico ended up meeting out in New York, but it wasn't like they had planned to. They just happened to be on the streets in passing and saw each other. Which sometimes it's like that. I think for me, I've yet to come across a content creator that I knew of here in Atlanta, even though it's plenty of us here. But Trish and Rico ended up having that happen where it was some place that Rico was leaving and Trish happened to be somewhere next door and they ended up seeing each other and passing on the street. And that's how they met up. So I gotta give Trish that. They did meet each other.
Yeah, just like I met one of Sean Bradley from Club Chat. I was living in Dallas at the time, and I was walking because at the area it was like a walking trail. And she said, "Wiley," I said, "Yes." "Hey, I'm from Club Chat." I was like, "Hey, let's take a picture." So we took a picture, and she said, "I don't want you to post it, publicly, but I do want to have a picture so I can show my people that I met Wiley, my favorite content creator." And then she pointed. She said, "Is that the library you was at?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And the library is still standing. So I took my cripple behind with Buttercup, and we kept on walking. I would never forget that. And so yes, I do be meeting people. Just like when I was staying in Dallas, I was in the gym, and this sexy man said, "What up, Wiley? I just want to say I watch your show. Please don't post about me. Let's keep it on the down low." I said, "Okay, but let's go." I said, "I keep it on the down low." Very attractive man. So yeah, so we've been out here in these streets and stuff like. I love. You know what?
I have so out here I've met two subbies, two different subbies in different times. One of them I think was a moderator for Tracy, or she used to be a moderator for Tracy, and then the other one was a fan of James. Um,
Really?
a James supporter. But the most recent time was the one that used to be the moderator for Tracy. I ran into her probably I think it was last year. Yeah, I think it was last
That's
year.
dope.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, it was
dope.
cool. But I haven't ran into any content creators yet.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, and so that's dope. I met, King Roman, very adorable guy. You know what I'm saying? Sweet, adorable, and smart. You know what I'm saying? I love a smart gay. Ooh, that turns me on. So I met him, and of course met Captivating Christian. Of course we met Sean Bradley. I mean, come on, that's Sean Bradley right there. That's an icon. So
Mhm.
yeah, so it's just like I met so many, great creators. My dream meetup though is meeting my favorite celebrity, Armand Wiggins. And funny, he was in Chicago and my grandmother was sick. So my audience got me to get on a flight to get to Chicago. And he left that same day to went back to LA because some things didn't work out in Chicago. So he went back to LA. And so I'm like, dang, I didn't get to be there. I said, well, I ain't ready to be because I had to go visit my grandmother in the hospital. So I really appreciate, that's one thing I can say about the Beast Sector. That's one thing I can say about my audience that followed me. When it's time to help Wiley, they are there. And shout out to VS. Like I will always love VS. And the reason why she's blessed, let me tell y'all why VS is blessed. VS will always be blessed because she always bless others. And I'm talking about financially. I'm talking about financially. If you in need, that VS back in the day, she helped Wiley. I will never, ever, ever forget. We was on live and it was my birthday. It was close to my birthday and I was trying to get a car. I put a GoFundMe out for $1,000 for a down payment. We raised maybe 125. VS one day came on the live. She said, "Wiley, you got to stop going live all these hours until they donate. They need to at least donate $5, $10, 25." So she lit a fire under my audience and she lit a fire under TSCC. They donated for that $1,000 for a down payment for the car. She did that. I had that car till it just stopped running. And then I paid the car off. Then the car stopped running. So I had to go to the junkyard. But I appreciate VS for doing that. And not only that,
I
her
remember because
audience,
I
my
used to
audience,
drag you. I used to drag you about being on the bus, and I used to drag you about the fact that they had to buy you that car.
I didn't, because with me, I didn't mind taking the bus. I loved it because again, you have to understand my history. I grew
Mhm.
up, was born and raised in Chicago with public transit. So
Okay.
I don't, even when I had my car, And I'm like, man, because they already had a lot of miles. And then eventually it was an era before my car, broke down. Maybe because I didn't really want to drive it like that because I like the bus. Because the reason why I like the bus is because I can go live and all that. I can't, because at the time I didn't have like two different devices. So I got to be able to see the GPS. So I can't be focused trying to do YouTube live and drive at the same time. So, but when you're on the bus, you can go live. And that's why I appreciate that. I didn't have a problem with that. But once I had another job where the bus did not go around, I said, I think it would be need that I need a car. But shout out to the audience for doing that. Y'all didn't have to do that. And I'm glad y'all did it. And all that type of stuff. I appreciate that. That's one thing about family in the beauty sector. Y'all love Wiley. Because even when I was going through my Walmart situation, the OGs, y'all understood Wiley have mental problems. So we're not going to like stump on him when he's down because we understand Wiley. He's family. These new girls don't know. You just don't understand. You get it. You're going to get a click and a view. But I appreciate the J. Dons. I will never forget it. It was J. Don and Leo the Lioness. I was in the line in the shelter. Let me say how far we go back in the line in the shelter, waiting to get in the shelter, doing a show, telling people about it, how they don't have a lot of shelters for the cater to single black men. And then I will never forget it, Jay Dunn, when I did my first live, I was blessed enough to be in a transitional housing. And guess who hit the link? Jay Dunn. And she went off about that people need to donate and all that. And I appreciate that. And those donations, I was able to pay a cell phone bill and able to pay a cell phone bill so I could keep my cell phone on. So I appreciate that, Jadon. I don't know if you remember when you had
I
came
remember.
first in my live to announce to the audience.
I do remember. Yeah, I got up there and I cussed out Wiley's audience and I told them they better motherfucking donate. I actually have this bully like mentality, but I use it for the works of the Lord as well. I can do good deeds with my attitude and cussing a bitch out. But it ended up working for Wiley. He was
It
able to
did.
get his cell phone taken care of, and now he back up on his feet. He doing much better than what he was doing before. And not only that, I have to pay it forward to Wiley because the times that we met each other, Wiley had my back. Believe it or not, y'all, Wiley is the type that'll hold the door open for me. And I'm like, why you holding the door open for me? But he will. He really is one of them types. And I'll be like, I'll look at him like I could hold my own door, but he'll do it. So he's a nice guy.
Yes. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm so glad to be here because it's bringing back, what I'm saying, so many memories. But I would like to announce, because Jay Wilson said about the zip lining. At the time, I did not know what zip lining was, but I still want to do zip lining. I didn't want to dangle from the rope with the whole thing with what's the dude name? What is his name? The one that do the jingles, the one that do the songs and the music.
Duchess Keller Love.
Duchess Kelly Love. So he had called me to do zip lining. I said, I thought it was something freaky. I thought it was like you was trying to get in my pants, get into my cakes. So I didn't know. And then when they said, no, it's like a rope that you connect to, I said, I don't want to dangle from no rope. I'm not doing that. I'm afraid of heights. I'm not doing it. I still be shaking in my boots when the plane when the dude take off. So I have to play gospel music and my leg just be jerking, so is my eye. So I thought it was something freaky. I said, oh no. So I went live, very ignorant. Like I did went live. I talked about it and I embarrassed myself. But y'all was watching. But at the time, I did not know what ziplining was. So once people started telling me what ziplining was, I said, no, I ain't digging for no rope. I ain't no slave. I ain't doing that. Go tell your white man to do all that stuff. Why he don't want to get on the rope? So it was like a big thing. Then Duchess Kelly Love, he went live to respond. So it was like a big thing. And of course, Jay Wilson got to let the world know he don't even have no car. He don't even have no car. He's so materialistic. And I got to give this person a shout out too. Timothy Bland, he called me. He said, Wiley, do this. He sent a donation. He was telling me about different shelters, about go to different places, look into the YMCA. He was really, 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 really giving me some good stuff to talk about and to help me. So I do appreciate Uncle Tim. I do appreciate him. And so a lot of people don't know, one of my subscriber at the time was reviewing his books and was doing voiceovers. And he told us, he said, Wiley, due to you doing your book club, my book sales have went up because we will be reviewing his book. And so, yes, I will appreciate Timothy. Uncle Tim, thank you for your support, brother. You will always have a place in my heart. Always.
Thank you for that, Wiley. Yeah, I feel like that's one of the things about the OGs, where the ones of us that have been around, is we remember the simple days when people used to help. And even I go back to with you. You were at least riding the bus to go to work. It's these new people, and I gotta include Lemon in it. He won't even go to work. So many of them won't even go to work. They'll live with their mama, won't go to work. But Wiley ass was getting up, going on the bus to go to work. Because I
Go
used
to
to
work.
drag him about that too. I drag Wiley.
Because I told my mom, I said, listen, because I'm having problems, you guys. I'm going to say this. Oh, this is going to be some content. So I went to the doctor and they had to look at my leg because I'm saying I'm walking and stuff. This is getting kind of rough. So my doctor said, you in your right foot, you have malarthritis in one of your bones. Because I had got a job and I was trying to do housekeeping. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it. It's like I couldn't stand that long. It was like very, very painful, still painful now. And it's like worse. So he was saying that you need to get a job where you're like sitting down, because a job standing up, due to the fact one of your bones, you have like arthritis, and that you should get, don't do the surgery now because you're still young, because he was talking about different type of surgeries and stuff like that I can get, surgery that I can get. So yeah, but I appreciate, because I tell my family all the time, I say I miss being a CNA, but I can't do that standing. If you know anything about being a CNA, you on your foot for a long time. It ain't, especially if you go to a nurse home that got 30-some residents. You on your foot for a long time. So I'm like, oh my God, I really do miss it, because you know me, I love working. I love providing for myself. I love providing. And that was one of the things, reason why I had like a breakdown. I really couldn't commit to like working like I was back in the day because of my foot was messed. I've always walked with a limp, but now it's like I can't walk for a long period of time like I used to. It's like, and so when the doctor told me like you have some arthritis in your foot, I was like, okay, I knew it was something going on. So now I have to like look for a job where you like sit down and stuff like that. And so that's why I said, you know what, let me get my degree and work, and I'm looking into law school, because I would love to do that too, to do something in that field. So yeah, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I was on the bus working. Y'all, I remember when I would get off 10 to 6, it would be dark outside and I'd be live. Then you would see the sun. Then you would see me walking. It was to the point the audience knew when I was in a dead area, when the connection would go off, they would stay on, and then I would pop back on and I would go live. Like the audience know this. And this was like on an Android phone. I didn't have no iPhone, because I didn't believe in having an iPhone. I had a Cricket Android. Ain't about it. As long as I was able to go live, I would even never forget it when I celebrated 1,000 subscribers, and y'all was able to witness that. And before that girl, I love her. I love you. She always ends up in the hospital, but we gonna pray for her. The view. Damn, what is that girl name? She's a big YouTuber, and she a black woman. I can't think of it. She was Tracy. Tracy used to moderate for her. I can't think of her name right now. Is it not
Lovely T?
Yeah, Lovely T.
Okay.
And she congratulated me on the 1,000 subs and stuff like that. And I appreciate that. I was literally going live and eventually hit the 1,000, and I eventually got monetized. I remember that. And that was because of the B sector. So that's way back in the day. And then that's what Jay Wilson was making fun of me being on the bus. But it's okay, because we was able to handle it. And the reason why you knew I was on the bus, because you seen it. It was like real stuff. That's why we will always remain supreme in this, because you can see a person. When Fabe had that air conditioner in the back, we seen it. When she was crying about her daughter didn't have lunch money, she cried and talked about it on the show. So this is all for content. That's what it was back in the day. It's a little bit much of a challenge now, because everybody's behind a thumbnail or behind, they're not coming on camera, so you don't know. Can you imagine if Pizarro come on camera and all these different people that talk all this mess come on camera? It will help breathe new life into the B sector, and if she said F the beef sector, it will breathe life to help get the frenemy sector legs. But you have to come on camera because it's so hard. Like sometimes I'd be like, I get bored because I'm like, dang, I can't see your face. Like I would love to see Lemon drinking a 40 ounce because Rico did it. Baby
Yep.
Rico got to the point he pulled that thing out and peed in the beer can.
That's what I was thinking too. Even with Tracy doing her live in front of the China cabinet. That China cabinet that looked like it was from 1965.
She did.
That used to be right there behind her when she had her notes together to do her
And
to
she
do
had her
her
note.
news. I'm
Yes, she
minding
did.
your business. Hold on. I'm minding everybody's business and mine too, or something like that.
No, she
She
said,
used to
I'm
say.
minding my business and y'all's too.
Yeah,
That's what I
okay.
said.
Yeah, that's what she used to say. She used to do it. And I remember her just sitting there going through her damn spiral notebook where she done actually been writing shit down. See, that's the stuff that's the untouchable stuff that people just can't understand.
They can't
And
understand that.
and Wiley, I'm actually gonna cause we at an hour and a half. I'm gonna drop the link. Is that okay with you to
Oh, that's
drop the link to
fine.
see?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, that's
just to
fine.
see if people want it. I wanted to give us a chance to shoot the breeze for the first half hour and a half. But yeah, Wiley, I even with Pizarro and even with Fi Babe talking about the beef sector is dead. I don't believe that the beef sector is dead. I just believe that people have evolved and matured. And honestly, you kind of have to change with the times. But specifically, the organic beefs can happen if you just let go of the stupid ass bullshit. Because it's too many times where an organic beef will be happening, but people miss out on it because they too busy consumed with the play or with the lies. Case in point, last early in the wee early this morning, probably about 4:30 this morning, I was up listening because Pizarro was live over there. And while I was listening, her and Lady Nika had bumped heads. Now, I think that's right there is organic. Most people would have missed that because it happened at like 4:30 this morning on Pizarro's Live. But essentially, Lady Nika was over at Lemon's, chilling over there with him. Some kind of way, Lemon and Pizarro got into it. Pizarro left, started up her own live. She had an attitude with Lady Nika because she said Lady Nika was encouraging Lemon to try to sabotage her frenemy sector. Lady Nika felt some type of way about Pizarro, saying that. And so they kind of had a back and forth spat. And then Pizarro made a comment to Lady Nika saying that Lady Nika was only over there with Lemon because his subscribers was cash apping her. And that pissed Lady Nika the hell off because Lady Nika felt like Pizarro was questioning her integrity by saying that the cash apps that Lemon Supporter was giving her could mean that Lemon Supporters could buy her. And so they had a little bit of a spat then. That right there was real and organic. Now I'm pretty sure they're gonna smooth it over. They typically always do. But that was real and organic. Meanwhile, it was about 400 or 500 people over there at Lemons watching him be drunk as a skunk. And it was only 150 people over there at Pizarro's when her and Lady Nika was about to bump heads. And that was real. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was real. And
I
what's
agree.
good to everybody coming in? And hey to all of my members, please like the video if y'all have not. Thank you. But yeah, so it's a lot of organic beef here. But a lot of the times with these new people, they try to force beef, and I think that's the problem too.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to it ain't it just definitely ain't gonna work. But one thing about Lady Nika, she always gonna stay where the money is at. She talking about that integrity. I will never forget it because she wanted one of VS followers, I forgot his name. She wanted him to pay her light bill. He had a disability check and she needed her light bill paid, or no, her internet bill paid. And all that good stuff. So she's gonna be there for a coin. Yes, yes, Lady Nika will turn against you for a coin. She ain't gonna mess around with her coin. And so yeah, I be understand that. And that's how I was telling viewers. I said, listen, when Limit is live, I would love to see another viewer that is live when he go live. And I would prefer that you come on camera. I would prefer that you do it. Very important. It was another viewer. I shout out to her. She's on a book club. We been did that back in the day, but it's good to see y'all doing a book club talking about the down low man, stuff like that. So, Mrs. O, I believe that's her name. And the reason
Yeah,
why
be
she
Miss O.
yeah, she caught my eye because she was interviewing Rico about a man put something in his drink. And I really thought it just happened like last week, but he said that been happened. I was like, oh, because I was worried. I'm like, you got to be careful meeting these type of people. And you never pick up a drink from somebody unless you bought your own drink or unless you see them go to the liquor store, you see them open it up and put it in there. But don't never take nothing from no stranger, especially if you meet them off the app because, people is weird. But once Jay Wilson went live to talk about that interview, I went on her channel and I was like, oh, okay, this is good. Because I like that. That's why I say, oh, this is something entertaining. This is good. It's about a beef about his life. It's really, really something. But I can't deal with you trying to create a beef and it's not sincere. It's just not gonna work because the audience gonna smell if it's fake, the audience gonna really smell it. I'm like, especially the OGs. I'm like, this is kind of fake. And they kind of like die off really quickly. That's why people to this day still talk about DC, and DC happened years ago. They still talk about it. They still talk about, oh, Wiley is a cat. He catfished Jay Wilson out of the closet because it was just real. It was sincere. It was authentic. It was funny. And so that's what the new girls need to really study the sector, what worked, and use it in a new way. King Roman, to me, he has proven to bring some of that OG to this new generation when he will come on camera. But because he's running for state representative and he's into politics and he's into government jobs and he don't want to be doxxed, even though he doxxed people allegedly. So he's kind of like creeped away from the beat sector, doing beat sector content. But once them jobs and them grants dry up, he'll be back over here windmilling in the beat sector.
And let me just say this too. YouTube cameras, if you still up in here, thank you so much. I just saw that you had contributed to my goal. I don't even know if I had said thank you or not. I'm sorry. I think when you did it, I was looking at my other screen with the Tasha K list. So my bad. Sorry about that. But yeah, Wiley, I'm trying to think if it was anything else that I wanted to touch with you about as it relates to that list and Tasha K. Okay, so do you know anything about Tasha K having some type of Friday show, like a fuck shit Friday type of show, where she might be trying to use the use the B sector people for that show? Because
Absolutely.
I had somebody that told me something about Tasha K had one members only show or something in which she used Queen 88 before in the past. And it was
Yes.
a whole situation that happened with Queen 88 after the fact. And some people were speculating if that's the reason why Tasha K even put that list out there, because she is trying to find a new victim, so to speak, so that she can have somebody to interview like what she did with Queen 88.
Yeah, because she fucking with Friday. And the people were already in the chat because I was watching. Of course, I'm blocked. She got me blocked. But they were in that chat. I saw it. They said, "What about the list? What about the list? What about the list? What about the list?" They was talking about, why did you do the list? It wasn't
Thank you,
right.
Bertha May.
They was on X and all that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, she's doing that for the numbers and to keep our name relevant." I didn't really see a lot of creators. They're making it about me, and the reason why, because I'm just in the foundation of the B sector, so I'm not shocked at all. But if I was in the B sector, like really current, I would have been having Tasha K on the live, doing the history and all that. That's what I was doing on my show. Like I would interview Tasha K. I would never forget it. I got off work, got on that Android, got all the way to the house. Guess who called and opened up my phone lines? I had Blog Talk Radio. The first caller was Tasha K. And then after Tasha K, who called in next? Armand Wiggins and his boyfriend at the time called in. So I would never forget that. So that's how she got introduced into the B sector, because we had that interview. So it's just like, it's so good. And so now me and Armand Wiggins is cool. That's my bro. But back in the day, baby, we were beefing. It was a beef. I remember one day I was boohoo crying. Like y'all missed it. Like y'all should have been there. We had a time We had a time in this beef sector, and y'all are my family, and I love y'all. Like y'all, if all the new people, y'all are missing, y'all miss something so great because y'all was able to, and I had boogers flying out, tears. Y'all missed that. Y'all don't remember that? Wiley, blow your nose, blow your nose.
I
What
used
is
to always tell you to blow your damn
blow your
nose.
nose? I didn't even care. So it was like unfiltered, okay, like all that. What was that girl name? She had them baby dolls, and she had that Vialago. I forgot.
Oh, Boss Lady, New Jersey.
Yeah, Boss Lady, New Jersey. She said Wiley got that booger sugar, and it was rumored that I was on the booger sugar. Y'all got to remember those were the days. Like I couldn't believe. I said, "Why this lady got all the baby dolls?" And she had that Vialago, and she definitely was talking about it. It was like that was back in the day. Y'all have definitely missed something so grand in that B sector. Like, man, I don't think we could ever, until people feel comfortable coming on camera, we can see the new version of it. But baby, back in the day, it was something. You seen it all.
Now,
You seen it all, baby.
well, I'm going thinking back on Queen 88 because I bet Tasha K is kicking herself in the ass for how she treated her the last time, especially given the fact that Queen 88 done been going viral and shit out there at the boycotts and stuff. You been seeing Queen 88 out there?
No, with the with the Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo, Queen
Yeah.
88 covered that whole court case. You missed it.
Oh
Queen
Lord.
88 done went viral on a couple of different platforms for that Carmelo. I can't believe you ain't know about that.
No, because you know that Carmelo Anthony, I literally was zoned out of that trial, and
Uh-huh.
I've gotten much better now because when you were in school, I was like, damn, I was like, oh, I forget it, and I did see, I know you follow Neek, I know you know Neek at night, and when I
Uh-huh.
saw,
Yeah, Neek was out there too.
I
Mm-hmm.
was watching her, and when she was breaking, oh, she was crying, and that white lady said, "Them fake tears, you need to get an Academy Award." I remember that.
Yeah, she actually done it was a big deal made about her out there for the boycott. I'm trying to see if I still got the link for when she was going viral out there. Cause I don't know if I still got it or not. Because then that way I could show it to you. Because yeah, that was a big deal. She was circulating on major networks. And actually, I think I had posted up in my members only. So give me a second. I could find it up in my members only for sure. I know I
Yeah,
can.
I remember that. I put the underwear on my head. Yes, I remember did that because I couldn't fit the underwear, and I don't believe in wasting money because I had bought like, kid underwear, and I thought it was like my size because I didn't look at I didn't look at the size. So I said, what can I do with those underwear? I said, oh, I'm gonna use it as a hat, and I would do the videos use a hat. Yes, I remember when Nick at Night cried in that baby sock, and I got blocked. I got blocked. I mean, she said, let me get that. She had got that sock and she cried in her baby sock. And then she got in her feelings and she blocked me. Now, if I see something funny, per my training with the B sector, you stay on it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll just kept on it for like 2 hours straight, talking about that woman crying in her baby sock with the whole T.S. Madison and the fish gate.
And you, Wiley, that was one thing too, as it relates to Neek at Night, because my first time ever hearing about her was through you,
Yeah.
way back when. But I had no idea that she is as young as she is. That woman
Yeah.
ain't even 30 yet. I didn't know she was that young.
Yeah. No, she in her 30s. She in her mid-30s. Nick at Night.
Oh, she is. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she
Because
know,
I
she
tried
know,
to
she
look her up and I thought it was saying that she was like 26 years old. I
oh
was like,
no,
what?
because she go
Because
back. She
I
used to
thought
be
she
like
had
a
to be old.
yeah, she's older because she go back. I believe she's a little bit older than that because she was doing video vixen. She was interviewing people in the industry and stuff like that. Yeah, she thick and chocolate. I like her. Woof. Love me a Nick at night.
She is a very pretty woman. But oh, let me show you here.
Yeah,
There we go. This Queen
Nick
88, and
at
this video is on X, and she already got 3 million views on this. I can't believe y'all
wow.
missed her being viral.
I'm sorry, I
One
missed it.
second, let me go over here to it. Like, let me scroll down and you will see it say 3 million views.
3 million.
It's
There
small.
you
It's
go.
so. Mhm. And this got posted like 2 weeks ago, and she done went viral on several other ones. This is just the only one where I had the link still, but I'll play it.
Not in fact fighting for his life when he stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf. Do you think that the black community will accept that?
If evidence shows that he did not, no, we're gonna stand by ours regardless. They stand by theirs. We're gonna stand by ours regardless. I'm a mother first. I'm a black mother. Let me put that on there. I'm an African American mother. So I have to put away my color first and step into the motherhood. Nobody wants to see their child slain. So I do want to send prayers to Austin Metcalf, their family. But at the end of the day, I got to think like, okay, what did you do to him, or whatever, to cause this to happen? The reaction. We got to start taking accountability for our kids. Because then again, if my kid, that's why it's a catch-22. If my kid was Carmelo and I feel like his back was up against the wall, well, I'm gonna tell you straight up, better mine than yours. Better mine than yours. So either way it go, everybody loses. A black boy allegedly murdered, and I say allegedly, heavy on the allegedly murdered somebody. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, this is about race. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't give a damn.
Who wouldn't give a damn?
The let me say this. Let's say the community.
So like if Carmelo Anthony was the one stabbed and killed by Austin Metcalf,
they wouldn't give a damn.
I come out here every Thursday and we pray for people going to court.
So that's Queen 88 part. What you think about it?
I think it's awesome that she put boots on the ground and went there and have an opinion. Is really, really, really good. I think that is so great. It's an honor that she did it, and it's funny that she said what she said. And of course, I'm going to get pushed back because I believe Carmelo Anthony shouldn't have did what he did. He should have walked away. But it's good that she did that. I'm like, because if I was in Texas, I would have went there.
She was out there the entire week of the trial.
That's good.
She was up in the courthouse at least 2 days of that trial, and then she was outside protesting after the verdict. She in touch with the parents. She been doing really, really well. I will say, a lot of them O3 sector people been really showing out over there, but specifically Queen 88 has done a damn good job covering it. She had took a lot of notes as it relates to what was happening in the court, gave that out, but she was interviewing with tons of news areas and was going viral. It was even her. She was part of the reason why Jake Lane got arrested. You know that dude, Jake Lane.
Woo, Lord.
Yeah, because he had threatened, he did a terroristic threat about taking Carmelo's life if Carmelo was found innocent. And he did it, and Queen 88 was right there, and Queen 88 was like, y'all didn't hear him just threaten? He just said a threat about killing Carmelo. Y'all ain't gonna take that threat seriously. She was calling out the sheriffs and the cops about it. And of course, you know, people was out there with cameras and they caught him saying it in front of the cops and the cops not doing nothing. And I guess some stirs happened because all of this was like broadcast, you know, across the United States. And when he thought that he was about to load the plane to go back to Florida, they arrested his ass at the airport.
Yeah, you definitely got to be careful. Oh, Lord. It just reminded me when I was at a Trump rally. Oh, Jesus. I'm the only black man that was out there, a plump fool. Like, oh, my gosh. But I just love the fact that people is just that going to those court cases, because I feel like that's great too as well. That's an honor that she did that. I wish I would have, because it was a lot of people getting views off of that case. Did it outdo the Diddy? Because I think many people got more views doing Diddy stuff. Like, I'm talking about the black people, because our mind got a lot, millions of views consider Diddy. But I would have loved to be in a court, even though it's hot in Texas. But I would have loved being there, and I will never forget it. Even when I was on probation, so y'all know about the guy on the strip when he pow-powed that couple on the strip. So I went to the courthouse. Baby, I got out of that shelter, went to that courthouse, And I saw that media. I said, listen, I'm gonna get on camera. I'm gonna get on. And it went, and they talked about it. I ain't know nothing about that couple. I ain't know nothing about them YouTubers, but I'm gonna get up on there and talk about stuff like he was wrong. It was foolish for him to do that. And then they played it on the news. I even did a Spanish. I don't even speak Spanish. So I was like, whoa. So I'm in the bed because at the Transit House it's 2 beds in the room. So I'm just watching the news. And my roommate was like, "Is that you?" I was like, "Yes, I heard him. I'm on TV." I didn't know that. I didn't know nothing about the YouTubers at all. I just saw it because it was all in Las Vegas media. And I said, this is at the same courthouse where my case is at, with my situation. So I'm going to that. And I was kind of nervous. I was like, oh, I hope this is not a violation of probation. I said, whatever. I'm going to this. And I got on camera and people was talking about it. It was fun. It was so much
I
fun.
remember seeing the clip when you was on the news because I think I sent it to you. I
Yeah.
feel like I shared it on my community wall and tagged you
Yeah.
in it because I'm like, what the fuck, Wiley? And I had to let the entire beef sector know that your ass was over there up on the news, up and down Las Vegas.
I was on those Las Vegas. So one of the lady at the front desk, she was like, "Oh my God, you were so right about that." So I may cover that trial because they, it's just like it was really something. So it's just a lot of stuff that that's going on out here in this world. I really, that's how I be like some of the beats to try something different, try something new, like bring something fresh to the sector. Because like seeing Lemon, like I didn't go on his live. It's been been about a couple of weeks. Because all he do is sit there and be drunk. And then when I drop down, Wiley, hit the link, Wiley. Hit the link, Wiley. Yeah, you raggedy bitch. Like, I'm just so tired of you being sloppy drunk. Like, be
Wiley,
sober.
I'm happy that you noticed that because I almost feel like people should hate to drop down up in his chat because as soon as you drop down, he gonna call you and beckon you to get on his link. It never
Yes.
fails. You can't just drop down up in his chat and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" No, he
Yes,
gonna
he
call
wants
you
you to
up
come
there.
on. Yes.
Yep.
So that's why I be in the bushes. Just like he had interviewed the person Armand Wiggins got a restraining order against. And so everybody from the B sector, Wiley, go on the live, go on the live. And I said no, because I don't want to argue and he say something towards Armand Wiggins and he get a violation, whatever restraining order. I don't want to be a reason why a black man going to jail. So no, I'm not going to do it. So I didn't watch it. I cracked up my Netflix, watched my Netflix movie, and took my medicine and went to sleep because I don't want to be caught up in drama and then you end up in jail like the DL Whisperer. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that on my head because I don't want being in jail from 58, 59 days when I was in the Clark County Detention Center. I don't want nobody to experience what I experienced. So I don't want to put another black man or be a part of a black man going to jail. So I said, I'm not going to be a part of that. And I went on and went to sleep. But that's Lemon. Lemon does stuff like that. Like he wants you to hit he can't do a show by himself and all that type of stuff. The reason why you can do a show by yourself, because back in the day, there was no StreamYard.
Right. You had to do the show by yourself. You couldn't just let people click the link and carry the show for you. And not only that, you couldn't go to sleep on here and just rely on somebody else carrying the show.
No.
If you ended the live when you got sleepy, unless you was VS. Well, VS just went to sleep up on here just because. But most people didn't.
No, like we all had our phones. And the quality was bad because there wasn't no iPhone, them good old expensive iPhones. And so it was like literally you had your phone and everybody went live on their phone. And then the phone line, I always had the phone lines because I've been having the phone lines even before even before the B sector was the B sector. And so I brought that to the B sector and I would have them phone lines and people would call in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people can do. I would love to have the OGs us do a panel. I was telling VS to do it, and I was telling her like we should do like a panel show, and we shouldn't worry about the money right then and there and all of that. Like no, like we should do a panel show. I would love that with Jay Dunn.
Yeah, that I wouldn't mind that either, to be honest. And y'all, please like the video if y'all have not. Let me see. Y'all can just talk about y'all's history and make banking revive. Me, Wiley, 7 stars, SBVS, and the 2 OG viewers. Well, I know, and that's one thing, because every now and then uh if I asked Sean, he would come, but he been doing a lot of stuff lately. But I damn sure know that Sean, I don't think that he gonna share any panel with VS. And it might be vice versa. But I think it'll be a cold day in hell to see both of them up on the same panel. But I mean, hell, it took me about 6, 7 years before I ever shared a panel with her. So I don't know if that would be possible, but for everybody else, probably yeah. I know Seven is over there engaged now. So she be in and out of here.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, you didn't know. Yeah, she posted her ring had to have been about a month or two ago. I think it was in May. In May she got engaged. And it was so funny because that's what made Jay Wilson block me. Because when I saw her engagement ring where she put her community wall post showing the ring, I dropped down in Pizarro's chat. Jay Wilson was up in the chat too. And I typed in Pizarro's chat and I said, y'all, 7 stars just got engaged. And her ring looks so much better than Jay Wilson's. And he was just that
Oh,
sensitive that he blocked me up in the chat. And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, I could say that her ring look better than yours. The fuck wrong with you?
I'm happy for her because I will never forget it. She was dating a man on Facebook Marketplace, a biker, and he said she pretty much wasn't his type, and she was a stalker. I was just will never forget that. And now from that moment, now she is engaged. That's an honor. That's sweet. I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy. I'm really really
Yeah,
happy.
she is very happy now. And like I said, she might pop in and do a community wall post every now and then. But for the most part, she not as active either. It's
No,
a lot of people that's not active. But even with that, I'm like, well, Tasha K, why are you trying to tell all these people to activate? But you don't even be over here supporting their channels like that.
no.
Like you don't come over here. You just I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck is her motive. I think it's money. I think it's just
And I
money
told his
motivated.
buddy, baby, she in millions of dollars in debt. And the old Tasha, remember she would come on channels and stuff like that. She in millions. It's so bad with Tasha, y'all. She had a lawyer, right? You know, Chad, the one that did her bankruptcy. He had to pay a fee, a fine because
Mm-hmm.
something went on. I think they said he used Chat GPT for some violence or whatever the case may be. He had to pay a
Mm-hmm.
fine. Tasha K had to pay Cardi B legal fees, and plus she
Mm-hmm.
still got the millions of dollars that she had to pay. So she's in debt. So anything that can bring money and anything that can get her trending and bring more viewers and help her with that with the app with the Google AdSense, she's down for it. So obviously it worked because people is still talking about it. Some people are upset, some people don't want to be a part of the list, and all of that. But at the end of it, some people like Jay Wilson is happy being on
Mm-hmm.
Ozempic and being a part of that number. It's just like it is what it is. Eventually, the V sector is still here. Again, I'm just honored that you said, Wiley, I want to, you called, and I love the fact that you reached out. That's what you're supposed to do. And as a good journalist, as a good host, you get the tea, you get the story, and I appreciate that. So I'm good. This was so much fun. And another thing I love about the Beach Sector too, they got coin. They donate over in the Beach
Mm-hmm.
Sector. I remember when baby back in the Beach Sector, and I didn't have no 30,000 subscribers. Maybe at best, maybe 1,500. Baby, them people before they say, "Wow, this before the Walmart game," but they be like, "Wiley, go to Walmart. I sent you a TV."
What?
I, yes,
Wow.
I'll never forget. And I had that TV for so I would still have that TV if I could have found a way because I wanted to bring I didn't want to bring it on the bus to get to Vegas, but I had that TV for so long and I still miss it. That TV lasts for years and it still play. I would never forget. It was another viewer saying, "I'm gonna do the Walmart to Walmart. I'm gonna send you $300 Walmart to Walmart." This is back in the day. So shout out to the beach sector. Y'all do give over at the beach sector. Like people throw shade at the beach sector, but them people with that purse and that wallet, they gonna give if they really care for you and they really like you, they're gonna donate. Baby, I used to have my P.O. box. I used to have drawers, t-shirt, toothbrush, air fryers. So I love the Big Sun. I really, 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 really love the Big Sun. If I really wanted to come back, I could have came back when I got out of jail and just did B sector content and all that. But I really had to focus on myself and say, you know what? Let me get myself together. We not all the way there because we don't have our own place yet. You know, we gotta work. Gotta work through because once you get a record, they do background checks and all that type of stuff. So a lot of stuff we've been getting denied, but we will get a place once we get a private landlord that would be
And
like,
look,
Wiley a chance. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, Wiley. I just want to say, but Shauna said it for me. That's why all these new people want in, because the new
Yeah.
people hear about stories like what you just said, and that's why they want to come. Just
Right.
because they want to get something, and it's crazy because they will be here only for a few months and expect to get the same level of donations as
Oh
somebody
no,
that's
you
been
gotta
here for
work.
years.
You
Right. They come
gotta
up here
work.
for the come up, and especially even with Tasha K, I know for certain several of the new people, the Umar people and stuff, they only came over here because they heard about T.S. Madison and Kaya being affiliated or associated over here. And they was thinking they was going to be on the come up, specifically the Billy Goat and all that rapid career and all that stupid ass shit that he be doing. He really thought that he was going to have a connect with T.S. or Kaya somewhere down the line up in here, you know?
Yeah, and like again, it's relationship like Bless Walkins. Bless Walkins used to give me a donation every 2 weeks or every month. She'll do that. It was another viewer that bought the TV. She was an older lady. She lives in a senior citizen building. It's somehow I just had the old ladies old lot. And Bless Walkers got mad at her. All she talk about is Wiley. Because they was friends. They lived in the same neighborhood. And she would go there, pick it up, and she would talk about Wiley. Because it's just somehow I used to cater to that market. And they used to say all his subscribers, old ladies and all that type of stuff. So a while that kind of like stuck. But what I would tell creators, just provide good content and the money will come. I guarantee you in the B sector. If you up early in the morning, posting, being consistent, giving good content, having great conversation, going back and forth with the whole sector of people in the big sector, you give the money will come. I promise you. You ain't got to sit here and beg. It's one viewer, Armand Wiggins' former best friend King Payne. All he does beg. No, just provide great content and the money will come. And I would say bring your purse. That was part of my thing. Yeah, bring that purse. And guess what? They brought it. They brought that purse and stuff like that. So yeah. And I know you said the Walmart episode. You got that. Yes, y'all gonna keep talking about
That
the
was one
Walmart.
of the things that was kind of ticking me off back then when that happened, because it was way too many of these new people that didn't even have the authority to be speaking
Yes.
about what you had going on at Walmart.
They don't
And
know the
that
history.
was pissing me off because I'm like, bitch, you don't need to be making content about Wiley like you know him like that. Ho, you don't know him like that. And that
No,
would just be getting on my nerves with a lot of these people because they want to speak on serious ass shit like that. Because really, that was some serious shit. You could have got your ass killed.
I
You could have
could
got your
have.
black ass killed out there. And they want to be making content about it. I'm like, you don't even have the right to talk about this.
They don't have the right. They don't have the education. They don't understand. But I went through it and I experienced. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna stay on the med. So guess who else had a mental breakdown? Lil Nas X fighting with the cops outside in his drawers. Guess what he just announced? I got bipolar. So I'm not gonna say I'm glad that he experienced that. No, but I will say I'm glad that he is honest about his diagnosis, so people will understand the struggles that people go through with having bipolar and understanding you all seen the struggles. Shout out to VS. She noticed that I was having a manic breakdown, that the medicine was in my system like that. She said, why did you take your medicine? You've been off hours. Because she noticed that. Because again, we are a family. We don't sit down every day with J Don and VS at the table eating dinner every day. But when stuff come around, we family at the end of the day. That OG
Yeah,
set
when
is
you
a
were
bond.
doing that manic stuff, I noticed the difference in you, but then also Brianna had called it to your attention too.
She did.
Um, and I was thinking that something had to be wrong because you was just on live 24/7, and then all this
Yes.
Trump shit. I was like, the
Yes.
fuck going on? But even then, now I got your number, so I reach out to you in the event. But I think initially I ain't even have your number before all that happened.
No. And see, even before even before the Vegas, I was in Texas. It was bad. I was on there for hours. Somehow somebody called the cops. Dallas police showed up. 2 white police officers. I bring them in an apartment. They see it. They couldn't do anything because there is no crime. I'm just online talking. I'm talking about Russia. It was so much stuff that I was just doing. And they were laughing. I said, "You cool? Stop cooning." And the white officers was bawling, laughing. It was like a comedy show to them. They left. Showed the ID. And then the next day, I went and got me some food or whatever. And came out, and it was the police outside of my things and said, "We doing awareness check." They put their body cam, they had the body cam on. "Are you okay? Did you eat today? Are you okay? Are you in danger? Do you want to harm yourself? Do you want to harm others?" Because people kept calling the cops. But because I did not commit a crime, and we live in America, we got rights. They're not going to involve themselves until a crime is being committed, unfortunately. So when a Walmart situation happened, then eventually the police showed up. And that situation, it was, now I can look at it, some of the stuff was funny. And shout out to my one of my relatives. They said, "Baby, that wheelchair stuff was so super funny." She said, "I couldn't stop laughing. I'm glad you're doing better, but that was some pure comedy." I'm like, "Why are you up there doing that?" But you know, like, but you're the same person when I was having my manic breakdown in Chicago, and you threatened me at the red line, say, "I'm gonna beat you up," you blah blah blah. So it was like this, like my family, like, it's been even going on years ago in Chicago before the Walmart. So I'm glad when I sat down, I couldn't get bailed out because the person that bailed me out before on drugs, he's in prison now. So he couldn't bail me out. So this time, and because I had all them 773 numbers and I had Texas and all that stuff, they said, "Well, you got to pay a $5,000 bond and you got to have an ankle monitor on you got to have an ankle monitor." So I had to sit because I didn't have a place to go to have my ankle monitor on. So I had to sit in jail, wait for my case, wait for the deal. Then the deal came down, you do 1 year probation. So I went on to do that, and I was completely, when I say completely homeless, completely homeless. My mom said no. Everybody said no. And then I said, wow. And I just sat in that courtroom and cried. And then when I got out of jail on November 12th, they gave me my items, and I had a card. One of my viewers wrote, I still got the card right here. One of my viewers wrote me a card, and it was encouraging. I was breaking down in tears. I had some change in my book bag. I didn't know how to get to Catholic Charities. I was like, and they said, "Well, you get on this bus, and the Catholic Charities right there." So I went to Catholic, and it was cold. It was full. So I had to sleep outside. So when I tell y'all what I experienced, I'm glad. I'm telling you, Jay, now from the bottom of my heart, I'm so glad that I experienced it, because it made me understand you have to take your mental health serious. You have to stay on the meds. You have to stay with your appointments. You have to do this. This is your new normal. Because I was in such denial with the bipolar. I said, I ain't got no, I was in denial. Then when the medicine is working, guess what I said? I ain't got no bipolar. I'm delivered. And then guess what? An episode. And that Walmart episode, I'm not going to say it's worse than the library, because I did property damage at the library situation, but it went more viral than the library situation in Dallas. It went terrible viral because if you understand, I was a Trump supporter. So I had on the Trump hat. And so that wasn't none but God, I believe, that protected me, because there's nowhere in the world they would have pow me during an election season with me some Trump gear. It would have been bad publicity all around. But that officer was very.
I didn't even think about that part, where that you being crazy about Trump might have saved your black ass life.
It saved my life. I believe it saved my life, because there's no way. How can you spin it? A Trump supporter, because I post everyone on social media. I'm supporting Trump, screaming on the strip for Trump. Like I was such a Trump fanatic, because when you manic, you latch on to something. You latch on to something. So when my brother, I would never forget when my brother called me. This is my blood brother. I said, you ain't my brother. You AI. You AI. And some odd reason, I felt like AI was taking over my grandmother, my uncle. And so I went, it just was like, it was a mess. It was a start, man. If you ever watched that Walmart video, I got it down. I took it off my platform. I got it downloaded because I want to do a documentary. You saw it when I left the place, when I got on the phone, like it just happened. So, and when I tell you, I'm like, wow, it was like an out of body experience. And then when I got into that interrogation room, never was interrogated before in my life. It was the Las Vegas Police Department. They interrogated me. Then I went back to the waiting area, the receptive waiting area. Then they said the Secret Service want to talk to you. I said, the Secret Service? Because in the Walmart video, it sounded like, and it sounded like I said White House, something with the White House. So the Secret Service, they questioned me too. Like, you have any groups and all that stuff. So it was really, really bad. And baby, I was in there. I ain't gonna believe my grandma alive until I see Trump and Fox News. I ain't gonna believe it. You called Trump. Like, I don't have, like, something like, what? Like, we don't have Trump on speed out of call for you, you N-word. And they was kind of like, you want to laugh, but you kind of smirk a little bit, but you got to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? They was holding it out. They couldn't believe it. So, baby, J-Dot, I can tell you stories like in there and really break that. It was a hot mess in that jail. I was severely manic. They had to put me in the little psych, take all my clothes off in the psych ward because I wanted to delete myself. And all in that room, whoever got that footage, I bet you they just laughed. I was talking about some stuff. I'm going to talk about it in my book or a documentary. I'm going to talk about what I was talking about in that padded room with cameras up with no clothes on. And when I tell you I experienced that, it was something I said, wow, oh my gosh, like this is really, really sad. My mom got phone calls. You know, when it's mess, I mean, so many phone calls from across the country. Everybody, we even had a viewer call my mom from the UK.
Wow.
They were so concerned. They were like, what the word? Because everybody was nervous. They thought, oh, this is going to be the end of Wiley. Like, he's going to lose his life. People was severely.
Yeah, I honestly was thinking that we was watching the last moments of your life.
Yeah.
And it's wild, too, because even when VS was out there for that Vegas, I remember watching her live streams and she was scared to even try to meet up with you because you were manic.
Very manic.
She didn't want to meet you because she knew. And only for you to end up doing that, like probably a month later.
Yeah, it was about a couple of weeks later.
Okay.
Maybe
yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, I was severely mad. I was so manic. I was having fun.
Oh, your boyfriend just showed up.
Yeah, Rico. I was having fun by myself. I was having fun because I really thought Trump was gonna make me the vice president. And when I tell you, I thought I was gonna be the vice president of United States of America. And I'm having fun by myself. I didn't drink no liquor. It was all cranberry juice. I had so much fun. Me and them voices in my head, we had a ball up there in Vegas. I'm just randomly just walking around different places. And I found this adult place where you can adult entertain, where you can play games for adults. I'm all in there just dancing. Because I'm thinking I'm about to be the VP. I'm thinking the people with earpieces that was following me was Secret Service protecting me. Not knowing that they were watching me because I was live streaming, saying all this weird stuff. And now I know it now. And then Sean Bradley showed up. I never told Sean Bradley where I was at, but he knew where I was at because obviously he know people in Vegas and been in Vegas a long time. Oh, he at that hotel. So they came and showed up and then came around. I was severely manic.
Yeah, I remember too one live that you did where you was outside of the airport. And I feel like you tried to get in somebody else's Uber.
I did.
The Uber was coming to pick up these people and you was trying to take that Uber. And I'm like, what?
Because I thought that was the Secret Service picking me up to bring me back home. Because I really thought that I was looking for a flight to get to Florida to meet Trump so I could be the vice president. So he could make it announcement. This is so true. I don't care if y'all don't believe it. This was true.
I believe you because when I saw you trying to get in somebody else's Uber at the airport, I'm like, oh, something is definitely wrong.
Like it was bad. I was at the airport saying I'm trying to get a flight. They said, do you have a ticket? Do you have a board? I had nothing. And I was really looking for flights to get to and I spent every dollar I had just buying Trump gear. I bought so much Trump gear. I think I had like $600 in my account, bought all that Trump gear, and it's all went to that PO box. I never went to the PO box and picked it up because, again, I was in jail. So it was such a mess, y'all. Oh Lord, it was a mess. It was a mess. It was. He yelled at me. He was gonna fight me. He really was gonna fight. He threw that suitcase out of the trunk. Oh, it was a mess. I'm in so much better now. Like, I'm telling anybody, if you going through what y'all going through, please. And that wasn't like an Uber. That was somebody, I believe, like picking up somebody. And I just randomly went to that car. And I said, let me, please. And thank God that, I survived. I've lived to tell the story, but it was a mess. It was a mess. Because y'all didn't see it when I was naked. Y'all didn't see when I trashed my roommate apartment, but I did, y'all, unless y'all watch the Storm Road interview. My mother said he was so scared. He was frightened. It scared that man. I trashed that apartment. Like, I had a break. He had some water. I took all my clothes off because the voice was saying, if you don't have they're gonna take you out. If you have having your clothes, the police gonna take you out. So take all your clothes off. Took all my clothes off. No shoes, no socks, and I was walking in Vegas on Boulder Highway, just walking butt naked. I would have made it to the Walmart. Only reason why I didn't go to that Walmart. And then before I got to the Walmart, I went to a 7-Eleven right there. I just peed all in the 7-Eleven. Just peed, just right then and there. Went to another 7-Eleven, sat down with my naked behind, trying to play the slot machine with no money. And then eventually the police showed up, and then the ambulance showed, and they sent me to the hospital, and I pulled the fire alarm. And guess what they did? They called the cops at the same board. And I got arrested and went to jail. And guess what they had me at the jail? In Henderson jail. They had me in the psych ward in the Henderson jail. Went to court the next day. They dropped the charges. Guess what they took me back? Back to the psych ward. And they because stuff is so overran, they have some people, they say, are you okay? Blah, blah. And my roommate, to his credit, to my producer, to his credit, he came and picked me up. He gave me a second chance. Now, I did not know that when I was in the psych ward, he went to the courthouse to get a restraining order. I did not know that. Until he did an interview with Storm. And the reason why they rejected the restraining order, because they said, y'all are roommates. That's like roommate stuff. So we're not going to give a restraining order because he's not threatening you, because that's your roommate. And he said that it's my roommate. So that was rejected. I didn't know that. And I said, wow. It was a mess like that I went through. And I appreciate that I gotten the help that I'm staying on the medicine. And when I had to sit in that jail for that 58, 59 days, sitting in that jail, I learned a valuable lesson.
Thank you, Ivane.
I wasn't scared, but I was sad. And I sat and cried. And then eventually I was just like, you know what? I got to go through that. And I just sat and read books. I read so many books, so many books. So many books. I was able to write. And I said, I'm going to stay on the medicine. I said, Lord God, if you get me out of this, I promise you, I won't end up back in this situation ever again. And I stayed on the medicine. And now we here. And I'm still not 100% where I need to be, but I'm so much better than I was when I got out of jail in Vegas. But yes, y'all, I went through. It was a mess. It was a mess.
I highlighted this comment here because I wondered, do you remember this song that you were singing? I totally forgot
something about Trump. He is the sweetest thing I know. Trump. Oh, how I love Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yes. He is.
You kept singing that song, and it's wild that lurker remembered that song.
Yes. I was singing the Trump song, waiting on my Uber. A white lady sent me $5, gave me $5, like $5 or $10. Like, yes, I was singing that song everywhere. Absolutely, it was a mess, y'all. It was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. I like literally. I don't like. It's a mess. Like I couldn't believe I did. I don't know what made me create that song. It's just I was sitting down on the strip at a table outside in the heat, and I came up with that song on the fly. And I was talking to people. I almost got into a fight with a black woman on the strip. Another man tried to be. I was literally on the strip telling people to vote for Trump. Like, y'all have to. If you was watching them videos, it was. I'm good now, but it was pure entertainment. I never want to go through that again. But oh my God, even the lady in the wheelchair, well, you in the wheelchair, you ain't got no sense anyway. Do you want to die now? Yeah, but you in the wheelchair, you ain't got no sense anyway. Like it was pure comedy. And I didn't know what really went viral because and thank God, Katie never told me anything that was posted on the internet. When she would call, when I was able to, because that was the only person I would talk to on the outside of my mother. I think I called my mother like twice. Because I didn't want to bother because I know she booked and busy. But Katie, I'll be on the phone with her. She never told me what was being posted on YouTube. She never told me my roommate was doing interviews. She never told me Storm Monroe was doing monster video. Never. She never brought it up. And she said, Wiley, I always forget. I said, that one number guy, because I needed to go through this experience. And shout out to my lawyer. And guess what my lawyer name was? Dallas. A little short white man. That man defended me so well. When I tell you, when it was like the last court date, he said, yes, the people, they knew it was a mental breakdown. They did not run out of the Walmart. And that prosecutor said, objection. They did run out of that Walmart. He said, well, again, we're not going to get into semantics about that. This was a mental health breakdown. He is a CNA. He's a good guy, one of my good clients. And so the judge told me, if you violate this probation, because she said, you a nurse. She said, make sure you take your medicine because you work in healthcare. And make sure you keep up with your doctor's appointment. She said, but if you violate this probation, you're going to prison. And that just woke something up. I would never forget it. When I tell you, when I went to that probation officer for the first time to check in, I sat and I cried, J-Don. And they said, well, maybe you can do your probation in Chicago, or you live in Chicago, we can get it transferred if they agree. My mom said no. Thank God she said no, because she didn't understand. And then once my grandma was going through the situation, me and my mother talked. She said, Marquise, if I would have known in Dallas when you called me from the psych ward, if I would have known that you was really going through it, I would have said, keep him in there till he's well. But she told the doctor he could come home. Because my mother and we wasn't close. I lived in Texas for years. So I haven't lived with my mother since I was, I would say since a kid. Because I lived with my grandmother raised me. So she didn't know. She didn't understand the severity of it. And so she said, if I would have known that it was severe, I would have said, you know what, keep him in that psych ward until he get the help. Thank God I survived. Y'all hit it now, and I'm gonna always do that. But that jail straightened me up because that food is disgusting. And I will never forget it. The officer said he would play gospel. He would play music when we have our meal break. So we have a lunch. He said, I said, can you play The Battle Is Not Yours, Yolanda Adams? And he said, and when she started singing about it, I just broke down in tears. So I will tell you my experience there. Shout out to Clark County Detention Center. Y'all saved my life. I don't want to go back. I like to go back to, give my testimony and be like a mentor to the people there because they have Bible study. It was a man that came every Monday for Bible study. Baby, I read the Bible from Genesis all the way up to, I got almost close to Revelation, and I was able to have discussions about the word. So it really, it helped me, J-Don. And I'm sharing this story because there's somebody in the chat that's battling their mind too and need help. Get the help. I'm telling you, and stay on the meds. And yes, when the meds are working, you gonna think you ain't got bipolar no more. You don't think you ain't got schizophrenia. It's because, baby, that medicine is working. Oh, this is a good life.
Yeah,
I didn't know who was gonna get a sniff.
Well, I honestly didn't know which direction it was gonna go either, Wiley. But I mean, I guess I'm happy to hear this stuff because I think from the outside looking in, us watching you do that, it was just like almost like watching something in slow motion and not knowing what the end result is gonna be. So I'm happy that you done learned better. I mean, not only that, we done got older, Wiley.
So, we got older. If it be the Lord's will, November 11th, I'll be 36 years old. So I got to make that change. And that's what made me say, you know what? I got to get my life together. And I was glad when I saw my grandmother in that hospital bed. when she was transitioning. I said, grandmother, you can go. I love you. You fought the good fight of faith. I love you, and I'm going to stay on my best behavior, and I'm going to continue to be a good light to the family. Couple of days, maybe 2 days later, she passed away. But I want to shout out to my audience. They made sure they get, because I didn't have the money to get to Chicago to see my grandmother in the hospital because she was transitioning. And they made sure it's there. And my mother told me, thank God she didn't tell me back then. She said, I could tell you this now.
Yeah, Lurker. I'm older than Wiley. Wiley 36. I'm in my 39th year. So I
She
got
said,
Wiley. I got Wiley by what, 4 years? I think I'm 4 years older than you, Wiley.
my mother said, she said, I didn't want to tell you this. Her boyfriend said, we didn't want to tell you this. But she was saying, Marquis, she would yell my name. And my mom's boyfriend said, I think it's time that you let Marquise know that she's transitioning. So it's and so when I saw her and I cried, I got so emotional. But I said she fought the good fight of faith because I loved my grandmother. And people on YouTube, they use that to weaponize her against, on YouTube. Y'all know how it was back in the streets. So I appreciate that. And I thank my subscribers for making it possible for me to see my grandmother and to be there for her in her transition. But y'all have seen the journey. Like y'all have seen the blood, sweat, and tears and stuff. And I appreciate you, J Don, because I really haven't read this deep and talked about this stuff like this in the B sector. So I thank you for bringing me on here. And yeah, man, just like, woo, Lord, let's just thank you that I'm still here and I'm still taking it day by day, because anytime you're dealing with mental health, it's a day by day journey and stuff like that. So shout out to my therapist. Congratulations. She got married, and I go to therapy every Friday, and I love it. So I'm working on it now. One thing I gotta say that my doctor told me, be careful because I'm losing weight. Because if you lose so much weight, you have to go back and get your medicine.
The recalibrate. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm been losing weight and stuff like that. So I got to do all that to get all that stuff to go to. Yes. Yeah, J Dunn is an OG. Well, y'all, like that's not up for debate. Like J Don is OG. Like I've always come over to J Don channel because you do shows in the morning. I remember one time you was live and I was at the airport waiting to get to Chicago to see my grandmother, and you were live. And I said, "Ooh, J Don just don't know that she is just offering me get my mind just off of a situation where I got to prepare for." And I said, "Thank you that you being live." In the morning, and I love that she live in the morning. And I remember one time I had sent you a text because sometimes I don't like to go in the chat because once you are created, everybody want to talk to you. Then you got to talk to everybody. Then they slightly, I like to be in the bushes just to hear the content and let it play. But I appreciate that you was live in the morning, and I said, Jana, keep up the good work because you're doing a great work. Just offering and the audience entertainment. Who cares if you can't go on other people's platform? You got your own show. So who cares if I can't come and hit your link? I do my own show. That's why I F with you. I'm like, yes, do your own show. Who cares if I can't come in your life? I'm a crack up. That's one thing I like about Jay Wilson said. If you put up a target, I'm gonna put up, baby. I'm gonna put up me a Walmart. Like you go and do you a live. Like we don't care. OGs do not care if you pay $50 to sit me down or give me out. Who cares? I just hop on a live. I did my own
that's
live.
real. And I remember when you text me that morning, Wiley.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know that you be getting up that early. But
yes,
I remember in 2020, I used to do the morning show a lot. Then the pandemic kind of halted everything. But it's weird because I never consider myself to be a morning person, but I seem to do better in the morning because then I could get it out the way and focus on the rest of my day.
It's a refresh in the morning, and when I saw it, I said, "Oh my God, let me catch it and watch it and listen." That's what I love about the B side because we need the people to take over the morning segments. It's really good. It's you and YouTube cameras, and then also I got to give it at what we got some time going in the morning. I just need some people to fill that void at night, other than Lemon, because like. Don't get me wrong, he's still attractive, and I would love to do a threesome with him and Rico in New York. But as a host of a show, I'm just so tired of yelling and stuff like that. Like it's so clear, like you on by yourself. You ain't got 6 people on the panel. Like I'm able to hear what you have to say, and then you give us a history about this person, about that person, even on your community wall. I love that because as a viewer, you don't want to just sit down and 8 people yelling over each other because eventually I'm gonna zone out because I'm like my anxiety. I'm like, I need to hear, it need to be some dialogue, and I don't want 8 people to be yelling over each other. Like, no, like yours is really. And then when you open up the link, then once you're done giving all your talking points, you open it up. That's that old school B sector. Once we done, so we said, okay, let's open up the phone lines. Let's see what you get, and that's what I love. But when Lemon, he can't do a show maybe for an hour or 2 by himself. He have to have an audience. He have to have people hitting that link to feed off of them, and they have to do the show and pull the show.
To me, I get it that Lemon needs to. It's almost like he just having a phone conversation on here.
Yeah,
like he can't. But that lets me know that he really don't have a thought process, in my opinion, without being swayed by anybody or needing the help of people. I think specifically as far as that night slot, I noticed that the other night when I went live in the wee hours, I saw you up in here. You was up in the chat that night because I was talking about that lady that had the camera slip. But in the morning times, for me, I don't like to hear no yelling and screaming early in the morning. I'm really one of those
absolutely.
people that just needed calm and quiet for me to start talking. And so that's the reason why I try to just be even keel and not even have a link drop for people to come on here yelling that been drinking all through the night, because it's like no, I don't want to hear that. That type of stuff will actually mess up my mood, where if somebody done been doing all that screaming and yelling first thing up in the morning, that'll piss me off.
Yeah, because like I was watching YouTube camera, it was good, but till that lady came up with that loud microphone, woo, and she was draining. I said, "Oh Lord, let me." And sometimes I said, "Let me take a nap and prepare myself for a J9 show." So I went on and went to sleep, but it was super loud. Like that microphone, I would love to get a microphone like that. It was powerful. I mean, loud. Then it started messing up. I said, "Yeah, the way you yelling in the mic and stuff like that." But I said, you know what? Let me go ahead on and go to sleep. So I said, supporting YouTube camera. I said, I got to be here for J9. I said, I put my alarm on. And
I
so
appreciate you putting your alarm on too. That's one thing that I can say about you, Wiley. You be about your business when it come to this. I don't think
yeah.
it's ever really been a time where I've arranged some type of show with you and you didn't show up. Like you
No,
really do treat it
oh,
professionally.
yes, and the whole thing with King Roman, because I know people are upset, but you didn't show up to his talent show or fashion show. Let me be clear. It was on November 11th, my birthday. Anybody knows the Wiley Show? That is the only day that I get the most donations. Is on my birthday. So I should have never agreed to do King Roman's show on my birthday, because that's when the people give. Unfortunately, that's what they give. My people give seasonal, but they really give on my birthday, or unless it's like an extreme emergency or it's my birthday. They give on that day. So I was like, I'm gonna keep this live going because I want these people to keep on cash app. So let me keep on entertaining. And then he felt some type of way and stuff like that. So again, but with your commitment, I said, let me keep this commitment, because then I went on King Roman show and I cried. I apologized to him and stuff like that. But I had to keep my commitment because, the audience love that when you show up and entertain them. And so that's why I'm respected. That's why you're respected in this sector. That's why VS respected that, because we put in the work. We the old heads, we tired. We want the young folks to come on and pull some weight too, because we did the heavy lifting. They are literally standing on the foundation, Preserver included, from the work, the sweat, the blood, the tears that we gave to this sector. Some of us been to jail. Some of us been on probation. Some of us been in a hospital with concussions. So we been through all that. So shout out to Big Man. Is it Big Man TV or Big TV?
Yeah,
so they
Big
said
Man.
he died. They said he died. Got me crying for nothing. I'm boo-hooing for nothing. Who put that line like that? I'm just crying. Oh my gosh, he said he loved the Wiley Show. Why didn't pay more attention to Then I get an update. He took a cash out and put a heart. He's still alive. I'm like, why would y'all put this room out that this man is dead?
I don't know why they did that either.
That to me
Now,
is so ruthless.
that
I don't
rumor
like that.
started circulating. One of the first places I saw it was on Dimple's wall. Then a screenshot via LSA was circulating, where somebody screenshot something off LSA, and then Ken Nola clicked the panel and announced it. I can't remember who panel he clicked and announced it, but it was. I feel like it had to been Lemon or Pizarro. It was one of them nighttime shows. And he got up there and made that grand old announcement. And that's whenever the word just started spreading. I ended
Yeah.
up texting Ken so quick. I said, "Did you confirm this? Do you know for sure?" He sent me the screenshot that he saw at LSA. I'm like, "No, not a screenshot from LSA. I need to see an obituary. Why is you saying this and you ain't seen the proof?" And I'm thinking to myself, now, Ken, you one of the good old doctors around here. Now you know better to confirm this mess. You supposed to go look it up, see the obituary, see something. Don't get up there and tell that. Anyway, long story short, no, he was just fine. Now he was in the hospital though, but he was in the hospital because he's working on his health and his weight. hmm Like he
Yeah.
went to one of those facilities where they, had put him on a special diet and, was putting him, exercising him and stuff so that he could lose weight for his health. So he had to take a step back for that. And it's really sad that people can't take an extended step back without people trying to bury you. Like, why the fuck
Yes.
you gotta be dead just because you don't took a step back?
I'm so glad you said that point because it's very important. Like, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that you cleared it up, that you did the research and stuff like that. It really, really is really, really something. That's why I'm like, oh my gosh, man. Oh, when I tell you, that just made me cry with the big man. I said, I'm so glad that he's still with us. Praise God. Because like the rumors spread, I'm like, these people don't do their homework because Lipstick Alley is not that reliable. They be putting all type of lies on Lipstick Alley because they put lies
Mm-hmm.
about me. I haven't checked a Lipstick Alley thread in so long because they
Mm-hmm.
used to be called Sean Bradley, Anthony is it Rogers, some of that, and the beef reports, but they
Yeah.
changed it to the new generation. I thought it was called the new generation, stuff like that. So I haven't checked the B set the stuff. I mean the Lipstick Alley B side the page in so long because I think they kind of like switched it. So it still exists.
Yeah, yeah. The new one is called the Fresh Collective to Misfit Island. B Sector
Oh,
Chronicles the Next Generation. So yeah, you're right. New generation, next generation. Yeah, they still be on there. And I actually a lot of the times when I done went to sleep, I'll skim through the last couple of pages for sure to see if anything I need to see because most of the time, Wally, for that morning show, I'm typically up between 4:30 and 5 just so that I could skim through whatever happened overnight in order to have the talking points for y'all. And a lot of the times, if I don't know where to even begin, I go and skim through the last page or whatever to see what they was talking about. Then once I see what they talking about, then I can go running and skip through that live to see what done happened. So
I
yeah, they
love that.
still
That's
over
what I
there.
used to do. I used to do that. Do Lipstick Alley, and then what I would do, and it take a lot of work, you guys. I would watch the live, and I still do this to this day where I take notes and I take my notes, blah blah blah, so I can get my talking points, blah blah blah. This you said this, you said that. So I
Mm-hmm.
love Lipstick Alley because I've always called it the Twitter. Now it's called X, but I call it the Twitter of the B sector because you can go
Mm-hmm.
there where they posted about this creator, they posted a timestamp and all of that. And I remember when VS was even gone from the sector, they still
Mm-hmm.
would post about VS. She still be on here. She still violated her probation. Blah 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 blah. All this stuff. But I love the Lipstick Alley situation, and I would love to see who they talking about. I would see if my name, and then for me, if they ain't talking about me, I posted a Lipstick Alley thread under my name Wiley Show. Well, yeah. They said get out of here, your eyes wobbly. You this, and they say all this weird stuff on the Lipstick Alley. But yeah, Lipstick Alley was. I used to love it when it was called Sean Bradley, Alexander Rogers, the B Sector Reports or something like that. I used to check that, and VS put me on to Lipstick Alley because I didn't even know nothing about it. She put me on to Lipstick, and I used to read that like it was the Bible. I used to be going page after page after page after page. Oh, let's go live. Let's wake it up. Let's wake it up. Let's wake it up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
they still be over there. But the weird thing is, Wally, they have kind of what you have seen happen to the beef sector has happened over there. And when I say that, I mean like where we looking at the 2.0s, new people. It's new Lipstick Alley people that really don't know what in the hell they be talking about. But then you can see a few old heads that done been posting on there since 2018, 2019. Them be the ones that really know what they talking about. It's a lot of new ones that came up in the 2020s, 2023, 2024. And you can tell that they are Lipstick Alley 2.0. They don't give it. They don't bring it like what they do. And for me, I feel like they don't do as much fact checking like what Lipstick Alley used to do.
No, and I love the fact I know y'all. You saw River when Wiley had his website. I remember it too, and I remember the day I posted. It was fun. Like it was fun.
Hey, they member. I remember that website. I tried. Y'all talk about me flagging pages over here. I tried to get Wiley's website taken down. I was over there sending emails and trying to flag the hell out of his website to get his website taken down because he had an article over there about me calling me a wicked lesbian. So it's crazy to me how they be like, oh, J Dunn is doing this flagging. That's something new. No, bitch. I tried to take his entire website down.
Everybody was trying. Down. I put say Jay Wilson about to have a foreclosure. Baby, my house is not in foreclosure. I 5A, so Lipstick Alley. Somebody took a screen. No, I took a screen recording because of her underwear. I said, and she slid on the refrigerator. So I screen recorded that. I said, 5A and her dirty panties. And Wiley, you have 5 minutes to get me off that website, or I'm going to your family church. So I posted church information, posted number. Then 5A called the church. It was all out. Like, I missed those days in the beef sector. Y'all had to be there. And she went live. She said, I'm going to this church. Wiley, I went cross right there. And then somehow, I'm like, what can I do? So I went to the store, got a wig, and did my Quitted Across, and I started bringing my Quitted Cross-eyed diva to the sector to like change it up. We had some fun times in the big sector, child. Those were the days.
That was my first time ever doing my research to try to get his website taken down. I was emailing GoDaddy. I was emailing everybody to take this shit down, get out of business. I was trying to strike him because he took my picture from my own website and put it on his website. I was trying to do everything back then. And so that's why it baffles me, these new people that's like, they never was flagging and striking in the beef sector. And I'm thinking to myself, you a lie?
Yeah, hell, I will go.
Even Babe was the reason why you ended up losing that website, wasn't it? Because of her picture.
I think I posted somebody. It was a naked picture, so I posted and they took it down. That's when the website went down. I made the mistake. I was getting too comfortable. So QB did go. I would really like, he went to church. They didn't let him in because he's feminine. Because I warned my mom, I warned the church that they were coming, and I posted everywhere. And my uncle was like, "You better be careful. Stop doing this," and blah blah blah. So they showed. So they let 5A in. They probably think she need prayer, and she's a woman. But QB, that feminine voice. What time, son? Is this the church? Of course, it's the church. You queen. They said no, you can't come in. He had to turn away. So he went back to that green line and went home. So y'all had to be there for that. Like, it was so good. And like that golden, I call it the golden age of the beat sector. There was some time. That was a time that we had. And then everybody was so different. Everybody had their own identity in the beat sector. Everybody had their own swag, their own saying. Like Jay Wilson, baby, Wiley on the city bus. Bye bye. Like I still can just mimic Jay Wilson. Like it's pure talent. Like I love it. Even when Jay Wilson talking about me, I don't care. It's beat said I'm gonna respond. It's funny because that's what the audience like. They want to be entertained. I'm entertained. You know it's good when I'm entertained. When Jay does, when you can laugh at yourself. I'm just really here. It's fun. Like I love it. I would just never forget when QB and Jay Wilson got into it. QB, don't mess up my bag. QB, don't mess up my bag. Cause he cussed me out. Because I posted I posted on my Patreon about QB dead husband, and he
my God.
He hit that link. He thought, you MF, I don't know you, B. Now QB, I'm gonna put you on mute. And he unmuted him, he cussed again. And then Jay Wilson said, you don't have the emotional intelligence. You're not gonna come on my You may have a problem with Wiley on the Patreon. I didn't see the Patreon, but you're not gonna mess up my bag.
He always talking about somebody is lacking emotional intelligence. Yes. Meanwhile, he is the one that have to block everybody. Bitch, shut up. If you had emotional intelligence, you would be just fine with people having a motherfucking difference of opinion or somebody tell you about your broke ass motherfucking self. Because that was another thing. It was somebody that was arguing me up in my comment section, basically saying that the events, like the TS events or the Kai event that I went to, that didn't matter back then in the beef sector. It wasn't a big part in the beef sector. And I'm like, I said, that's a lie. It was very part because a lot of organic beefs followed those events. Baby, me and VS never would have had a beef if it were not for me going to that Kaya event. Then the beef that came after VS, Shelley, and all of them had went to TS event. And then let's not forget the beef that happened when Fababe went over there to T.S. Madison and was singing. She thought she was on American Idol and she was singing Amazing Grace or whatever. Okay. You know, it was a lot of stuff that came from those events.
I want to tell you, when VS was saying she want her money back, and because Shelly did fucking I didn't even call it I don't know no Shelly. And then T.S. Madison, oh girl, you doing it? And VS said, no, I'm Susie. It was chicken bones in the cup. Like she was going in on T.S. Like y'all wasn't ready. Bro, y'all wasn't ready. I said, what? This is real? Like, oh my gosh, this was pure. Y'all had T.S. Madison. Then I did a live. I was talking about people's calling in. The T.S. Madison said, Wiley had something to say. Because I said it was chicken bones in the cup. It was a scandal. So
look,
everybody talked about it.
Look, this is sadly mistaken to have been around. It was Precious Lord, because after Fabe finished singing that Precious Lord Take My Hand song, the way she had eased on off the stage, like she had shut the entire house down. She really thought she had did something. And then I think Duchess ended up singing. It was a lot of organic stuff that came from them events. But yet Jay Wilson talking about, oh, I just went to an event and that I'm not an OG. I'm like, yes, I am. I know that I was going to the event and bringing a lot of content after these events. But what I told that person up in my comment section was the problem is Jay Wilson was broke then and he broke now. Jay Wilson was the only broke ass motherfucker up on here that all he could do is drive around and run his damn mouth because he was too broke to be able to attend the event. He didn't have the money to go travel to go to the event. He didn't have the money to buy his ticket for the event. So he never was at no event, but now 8 years later, he want to talk down on people that was able to afford to go to the events. Because when I went to that Kai event, me and my friend had got the VIP package. We didn't just get regular. We got VIP package. That's how come we was able to get the pictures with her.
Yes, it's been. Oh my God, you went up the top, but Lord, like she went like you all just. It was memories. It was so iconic. The reason why y'all getting commercials is because the live is so good. This is true, and we could talk about hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. It's just it's like you can't beat it. I will never forget it. So I had called Mother Beverly. And I said, yeah, this is Jay Wilson. And if you come to this event, it's gonna be something. Like, so Mother Beverly said that Wiley called her and said, Wiley, if you sure, I'm going to call the cop. And then he started to try to get a police report against me. We had a good time. I remember the time, God is my witness, somebody tried to report Mother Beverly to Adult Protective Services because they said I'm doing elder abuse with Mother Beverly. So BS called, we was on the three-way. BS called Adult Protective Services, said this woman be talking about under my clothes, and I want to know who's going to protect Susie. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, we had pure, and then one thing about Mother Beverly, she still was over here at the wall. They couldn't understand why is Beverly over here with Wiley. My audience, I just catered to the Mother Blessed Walkers, and then, VS, she had the women over there as well. Man, that was some memories, Chad. We had a time in the beast.
We had so much fun. And it's crazy because a lot of the stuff that we had going on over here was pretty epic to us. Meanwhile, Jay Wilson was being a charlatan, scamming people for their church tithes and their money. And the fact that he really does believe that his beef with Larry Nelson and Carpet on My Walls was a big deal. I thought Carpet on My Walls was cheesy as hell. When he was beefing with Larry Nelson and he made that song about Carpet on My Wall, I thought that was the cheesiest thing ever. Yes. We had better beefs going on over on this side than what he ever could have had. He only really got relevant. Go ahead.
Who was the lady he was sleeping with? Larry Nelson was sleeping. What was her name? It was a fat lady.
Bonnie Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
He even with that, Jay Wilson really only got traction, at least from what I can recall, whenever VS started going at Larry Nelson. But even with VS going at Larry Nelson, that wasn't a huge big deal of a beef for me. That seemed like a whole family issue. You see what I'm saying?
It was just funny with the whole her trying to sleep with Larry Nelson. It was all entertaining. It was funny. It was literally funny. I would never forget it. So Jay Wilson had a scam. He said, y'all donate to me, and I'm going to send the money to the HBCUs. It was all a scam. He didn't send it to the HBCUs. So what I did said, okay, audience, we're going to donate to HBCUs. So we're going to do Howard. So y'all send money. To this day, I still get emails and mail-ins from Howard University because my audience, we would send donations. I sent like $100, and then whatever, how much money people, and they would take screenshots of what they sent to Howard University. One viewer sent 50, 75, 80, because Jay Wilson was scamming the people, said, send him the money, and he would pick a HBCU to give the money to. It was all a scam.
And not only that, remember too, when Jay Wilson scammed the people talking about he was about to pay for an editor to edit his book. And then he put that book out with all these motherfucking typos, and it was a little pamphlet that was like 30 pages long. What the fuck editor did you have that edit anything with this bullshit, and you took the money from the people?
Yes. I remember that he had edited, had all the mistakes. Yes.
Yeah, Tim Blaine really got up in his ass behind that book shit. And I think that's the problem that Jay Wilson have with Tim. And then hell now, I even think Jay Wilson had that problem with me, because Jay Wilson could have paid me to edit his motherfucking book. Bitch, I'm qualified to edit it. It would have read much better than what it looked with what he released. Mm-hmm.
He was just so jealous because Uncle Tim was established as an author, and so I just remember that we used to read Uncle Tim book, and then I will never forget about James. So James, we would beef. So I would pick stuff in his book and use against him, and I'm like, I read it because no one knew really in my audience that James Carwell, Treasure Lane, was an author. So I found his book, got his book, read it, reviewed it, and I would throw little jabs at him in the chat of what his grandmother said to him, how different sayings in the chat. He couldn't stand that to this day, and he don't bother me because he know I could go toe to toe with you. Like, he bothered people that
still remember his little nickname, Shafia or Shaka. It's Shaq Feek, something.
I would never forget. I would never forget it because it will always be for me. RuPaul said no, and somebody put that on a T-shirt, sent it to my PO box, and I said that over and over and over. He don't bother me, like, to this day. Like, I apologize to him because I brought up stuff about him and his kids and stuff like that. And I apologize. He's still too uptight. So this is why you know it's good. When people still don't fool for you for stuff that you said 6 years ago, that's when it's sincere, pure, good beefing. Like, because he couldn't stand the fact I said something about his kids. I can't remember. And he didn't like it. He did not like it at all. But
it might be Shafina. It was something close.
It was a nickname. I don't remember his nickname.
I remember that nickname because then he came out here and said it, because I remember people started calling him that name just to get under his skin.
Yeah.
Whatever the name was.
Yeah, we ain't gonna forget when him and Sean Bradley fell out, him throwing out Shay. I will never forget it. We was in, where did we go? Vegas. They had us do a Vegas trip. So we all sitting there. He did a video talking about us, talking about different way. I said, listen, I would give not Jay Wilson, Sean Bradley his kudos and the producers, because I never been to Florida. That was my first time being to Florida. That was my first time. That was
the Black Rapunzel said Shaft. I think it was Shaft.
That was my first time being in Atlanta, like getting flew out to Atlanta, Florida, and then Vegas. So I appreciate that moment. I appreciate that. Like the beat sector, we had some good time. Like this new sector could never, they can't come to our knee. They can't even come to the foot of the old school beat sector. They can't, the OG. You can't touch it. Y'all ain't like even King Roman, he did some good stuff, but you ain't touching that beat sector, like the old school beat sector. You can't touch that. Lady Nika, all these, you just can't. We had some serious beefs, baby. Y'all tried it. And King Roman was supposed to be the new generation, supposed to be the star, but he tapped out and he didn't last long. So you have to put in 10 years into this new generation. He couldn't put it in 10 years. He got that job. He got that he trying to be a mayor or a congressman. So, baby, we put years into this beef sector. Put years into it. They can't, you can't compare to it. Like you may have a good juicy live, but talk to me when you got a decade of resume of people on your show. Just do that. I will never forget it. I said, yes, I'm gonna have Raheem on the show. That singer, the R&B singer. What was his name? I can't think of the man's name. And VS was able to do the interview. I was going to let her do it by herself, but I said, I want to do it with you too, because she knew a lot about him. Because at the time, I had a publicist, a friend of mine's. He's still my friend of mine's. He was a publicist. And so I was like, oh, let's have this R&B singer on the show. And I said, VS, do you want to do an interview? And VS said, yeah. And it was supposed to be just a one-on-one. But because I didn't want to be slight, I want to be on that too. But VS really took over for that interview and stuff like that. So y'all gotta understand, we had a time. I would interview politicians, singers. So my platform, it wasn't, because again, the old school beef sector, it wasn't just all about beef 24/7. Sometimes,
right. That's what I was trying to tell these motherfuckers, because I'm like, no, we had regular content as well. The beefs happened organically, but it seemed like these new people, they trying to make a beef happen every single time they go live. No, that's stupid.
You can't.
You end up just making up any old thing. And one quick thing, Rodney, get your ugly ass up out my clouds, you raggedy bitch. Don't come up in my clouds. He is the same one that say he don't watch me. He don't watch me. But now he ready to schedule up a live talking about he was up in my clouds, a waste of time. Bitch, it was a waste of time because it wasn't for you, ho. This a beef sector live and you don't belong over here, bitch.
Yeah, ain't no waste of time, child. Like this is good. Like the people that they there watch. And one thing I love, see, this is another thing about the do. They look at the people in the chat, which is okay. But I've always said them numbers in the bushes, in the clouds, that you don't see. And so when I was doing these meet and greets, I've noticed that I was like, Wiley, I don't drop down, but I be in the bushes. And that's why I always say, I don't always, because sometimes these new people, they sway with the chat, drop her down, especially if they're good content. I'm the type of person, I'm like, no, she's good TV. Like Jadon is good TV. Uppity is good TV, regardless if y'all like her or not. She's good TV. And yes, you got to look at the people in the chat, but the people in the chat is the minority. Them 300 people in the bushes, they're the majority.
Right. Right.
I always look at the number that you don't see. So what gets me with the people? Oh, they said drop down. They drop you down for $50. I'm like, no. If J9 is bringing good TV, f that $50 unless you're sending me 5,000 or 10,000. I'm gonna keep her up there because I'm gonna be able to grow more, have her on there for more content. And when y'all do that for $50, it's like J9 might. I would never forget I was on Brianna's channel and Bless Walker said, yeah, you sent me that receipt of Duchess Kelly Love House. And VS was upset because it was a receipt that she didn't send to VS and that she announced over Brianna's channel with the interview with me. So I'm just like, y'all just don't understand. I remember with VS, just me and her would argue about them puppies, about Thanksgiving, like Arby's. Like we had some iconic. I could go on and on and on. Like I could go on and on and on. Like for and then one thing I love about VS, so VS will talk about me. So she would have a story about a CNA doing something to a resident. And it would nothing to deal with me, but everybody was like, oh, she's talking about Wiley. Yeah, and all this. She was just dissing me in that chat. I was like, oh my gosh, how can I get her back? And then I said, she making puppy stuffing. Like we had me and VS and Jada, we had some clashes. We had some shows. Y'all had to, when I tell you, y'all had to be there. Sorry, y'all have to think like I got my little light on. Yeah, we had some times that I wish that some of these new girls could just sit down and just study what we did, because what they doing now, it ain't touching on old school. It ain't touching. That's why I don't go to everybody panel and stuff like that. I don't go. I was in Castro channel. Now, mind you, he only had 8 people, and he said, "Wiley, remember I did that song about Marquita in the streets. Marquita got the V." Like that brought back so many memories. We did this Marquita Cross-Eyed Diva song. So I love it because again, we got to give credit to Castro. He was in here way back in the day. Castro was way back in because he did a song for Marquita Cross-Eyed Diva.
And look, this one thing too that I was gonna make note of. Y'all see, Wiley is fanning. This is the reason why many content creators typically don't come online, because believe it or not, he's sitting in front of a ring light, and that thing get hot after a while. It get hot after a while, and especially for the women, especially if the woman don't put on makeup, then the makeup about to be running all off the face, or if they, or if they done got their hair done, then now they don't sweat through their hair. I'm telling you, it ain't no joke when you get on the camera in front of that ring light, and that's the reason why I be getting pissed off at all of these other ones that don't get on here, but then they expect everybody else to still get on here. That's crazy.
Yes. I agree. As your member here says, sorry, but Nika is the original beef circuit. You're right. I remember when the VS brought Lady Nika to the beef circuit. And I'm so glad, VS, you gave me my voice back. Baby, VS brought Lady Nika, gave her the thousands of cash. Lady Nika.
It was the other day where VS did a live, and VS was on the panel, and VS said it was one live where Lady Nika had made $6,000 in one day. I was like, wowzer. In one day, though. VS said that was like in one day.
I can believe it. She brought Lady Nika, and Lady Nika sat there and cried. You gave me my voice back. I said, y'all had to be, and that teeth, I mean, was raggedy. That was pure good TV. I'm telling you, y'all had to be there because Lady Nika, they used to call her Gator Croc. I mean, they tried. BS brought her up. Got her up, started sending donations, got her car, and that's how she came. I would never, ever forget it. I was watching it live. Nobody told me that. I was watching it live. She said, you gave me my voice, and she broke down in tears. Like, well, I'll be crying too. Somebody sent me $6,000. Child, please.
You ain't motherfucking lying. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. When I heard VS say that, I was like, oh my goodness. That shit is wild as hell. That much in just for a live stream is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable because again, at that time the economy was good. It wasn't as bad now. We weren't dealing with the Rona. You know what I'm saying? So people had a little money to spend.
Hmm.
And I
People
think
was very, very comfortable at that time.
it was very
No COVID.
no.
Whose administration was we under back
Trump
then?
wasn't the president. I would believe during that time we had to give it to President Obama was the president.
Okay.
We had to give it to
Okay.
Obama. We have to give it to President Obama because Trump wasn't even the president, not even Biden. You got to go back to Obama, President Obama.
Lord.
Yeah, that's how I'm telling you, it was so when I tell you, J Dub, y'all, I can talk on and on and on because and to be said, that's why it was so authentic. We would do lives for 3, 4. So I remember one viewer called in. She had some trouble with her man. Her man was doing was abuse or whatever, was bad or whatever. And then eventually we was on there for 9 hours. And I said, you need to leave. You're a weak black woman and you a gay. She started to use gay slurs. That live asked for 9 hours. It was just a random call. And we did a whole lot. That's what made the show different. It was just different. It was just even I had like a stalker that just latched onto me in the beat center, and she said, "Wiley like me." She just would start trashing me, and she started following me to the beat sector. I started getting off the link. Like I missed that beat sector when it was just sincere. Yeah, I miss it. I that's why I always talk about the old stuff because it's good, it's old but good. These new people, you can't compare. You can tell, like it's so easy to tell who was there. Just let them do a history lesson. Let them talk. They can't do a 3-hour live with the history. They can't do it. They can't do it.
No, and a lot of the times it's a lot of rinse and repeat where they repeating something that they heard somebody else say, and you could clearly tell that they wasn't there because it's a totally biased perspective of what they saying happened, and a lot of times that ain't even what happened. So you right about that.
They can't tell. Like even Rico like y'all don't understand. Rico is very attractive. Baby, back in the day, Rico was so sweet. Yo, this DC gang, I got off the plane. Rico had a teddy bear. Who was on the line, baby? I see bears, buses, trains, and no car. They over there. Like, he was the first YouTuber to talk about DC gang. It was so, like, real. That DC gang, I'm telling you, J Don, I would love to tell you that we planned all it. Only thing that was probably planned was like a storyline is when VS said, I'm going to have, Wiley going to have my baby. Or I'm going to get pregnant by Wiley. Or something like that. But all the other stuff.
And I know that she was saying that she did that to make Q out, to see what Q out was going to do. Or, to see if Q out was going to be jealous.
And she was upset about that. Like, all that stuff was, it was real emotions. It was hot. And I'm telling DC, it was baby, that's just real. It was real stuff. He brought me tissue for my nose. Like him and VS, they did a piece of it, and then VS said, "Go upstairs, Rico. Then you need to go up there." Like she did say that. Like this was live. Like y'all don't understand. Like it's like that was a memory. Then Chocolate Man, he sneaked on. He took his work. Guys, this man took his work computer, was working in the car with me and VS and QI, and we went to the restaurant. Then QI and VS got into it at the restaurant. Said, and all this stuff. I need somebody to take care of me and pay for my food. So QI paid for the food, and I paid for myself. And then Chocolate Bay was there. And then he said, "Well, you got to be careful with Wiley because he gonna be using you for content." Oh no, he won't do that. While they was talking, I had to record it. Like, I had my video camera on recorded. And I posted all that stuff on my Patreon. I would never ever forget it. Even when Rico said, "This is my peen," when he cussed Chocolate Bay, I had that all recorded. And I posted it on my Patreon. Like VS said, "Man, I wish I would have did that." And because she wasn't even thinking about recording. I had it all planned. I recorded it all. And then we took a picture. We good now, Rico. I took a picture of Luckerman. Baby, I sent that to Sean Bradley.
I remember that you used to have that Patreon. Wiley, you used to be doing everything back then.
I used to do everything.
Blog Talk Radio, Patreon, YouTube, Facebook. You was doing Station Head once upon a time.
Yes, Yes, when I tell you it was just so fun. Like I remember we was out in the alley smoking weed, me, Rico, Chocolate Bay. Like y'all gotta understand, we had a ball. It was a ball. When Rico was on that crown with Tracy, they was trying to tell Wiley kick out. Mind you, I'm on my live on and the MVS was like, you know what? We gonna stay outside. See, this is the thing, Jay Wilson. You don't know this because you wasn't there. You queen. VS said, if he don't let you in, get your stuff. And they had empty rooms because everybody didn't come. So they had like 2 or 3 empty rooms. You could take one of the empty rooms. And I said, no. And guess what? When I came back, Rico allowed me in because Rico allowed me in. He did all that. He allowed me back in, finger in the butt, whatever the case may be. We went to the club. It was a ball. It was a ball. Like I was new to this, and Rico wasn't a content creator. He was just a viewer. I made him a content creator. He was not. Rico was a viewer. He was a subscriber. And I put him on that live. We was on the bus, on the train. We went out to the Chinese restaurant. I recorded us when we were struggling to get at the gate to the Airbnb. Then we found out the Airbnb didn't have no kitchen. He cooked the food at Chocolate Bay stuff. So I regret because it was all new for Rico. And because Rico didn't understand the back with the B-sector stuff, I apologize for that because he was Team Sean Bradley because he couldn't stand VS. But let me tell you, see, the people that you can't stand might be the one that'll help you. VS stayed that she said, Wiley, don't call the cops. You know, when Rico threw that drink in my face, I was over. I was ready to call the police and press charges. But VS said, don't do it. And then I went back in the place. Rico was just crying. He had all this stuff. I mean, he was just crying. And then VS was like, he said he don't have no way to get him. He said, can you take him home? She said, oh, man. She said, okay, Wiley, you sit behind me, and I want Rico to sit aside, so I need to keep my eye on him. Because she didn't trust him because she thought he was like was sent by Sean Bradley, Club Chat. Mm-hmm. So she took him. We went to the Magna, and then Rico was just looking at me. Yeah, he did this and I wanted to laugh. But some told me, if you laugh, he's going to punch you. So I had to hold, like literally, Jada, I had to let stone face and be like, I just had to take it. Yeah, he did all this, and I paid for the Airbnb, and he looking directly. I didn't smirk. I just looked, and then VS was like, "This is her training." She said, "Wiley, why would you do that? You shouldn't have did that." She just driving, egging on. I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm gonna just take it." I had to take it because it was my fault. Because again, the original plan, VS wasn't a part of the original plan. But since she knew I was coming, she started to do her meet and greet. And I said, I gotta see VS. And he agreed to it. But when VS, Lord have mercy, when she said, Rico, see, I'm feeding Wiley, it pissed Rico off. Look what I'm feeding. Look at it eating. And this is good quality food. I said, oh Lord. Rico was cussing, none but God. That man Chocolate Bay car got told. If Rico would have showed up, he would have went to jail. Because if you acting fool in that casino, they're going to lock you up. So that wasn't number God. But we made up, and now we cool. And now it's just so much better now. But all the people that's talking about these, if you ain't hearing it from, you got to give Q out. But she's biased because she mad that I was in the pool with VS. But you got the VS, Q out, Rico, Chocolate Bay, myself, and the people in the TSCC people that you have not heard from to be able to give their example or give their story point of view of what happened in DC. And Rico have a right to give his point of view. So when y'all talk about chicken bags and all that stuff, but this what y'all not saying. I did eat the chicken. We was in the living room in that Airbnb. I ate the food. We was high. We was eating it. So it wasn't the fact that I left on me. I didn't eat the food. We did. We sat there and we ate it. Yeah.
A lot of the times they just bring up that part honestly, I don't even hear too many people bring that up except for Jay Wilson. But he's always going to be a hater.
I ate his food like that. That's Jay Wilson he's just such a hater. And it's coming from like a jealous, maybe because maybe he's jealous of our youth. Or maybe he's just
that's what I think it is because we were able to accomplish a lot of this stuff being younger than he is. I do believe that because it's something about his attitude and the way he is. And I was thinking that it was just with me, but I've noticed he does that a lot with the younger gay dudes. I don't know, he got a
Yes.
really weird complex about
He
himself.
always talking about, when I was your age, I had a house. Okay, what? Give us time. We gonna get. I promise you. We keep living. We're going to get there. Rico and Wiley, we are going to get there. We Rico went through his hard time. I'm going through my hard times. We're gonna accomplish. We will get there, but we don't need you dogging us out. But that's only Jay Wilson. I don't hear no other creator dogging us out for not having a car. No other creator that's doing. If they did do it, they did it when it was fresh. But they dropped it. They moved on. But Jay Wilson to this day said he ain't got no car. How he was gonna get to my house? Who cares? Like, okay, you got a car. Congratulations. But if I was at your age, I would love to have a family, a beautiful mate. You know what I'm saying? In that beautiful home, and still do my content. But at least I'll turn it into a family channel and stuff like that. Like, move on.
Let's talk. Let's talk about it, Wiley, because honestly, when I get his age, I hope to be retired. That's another
You
thing.
better know it.
He
I
he
want to be
is his
traveling
age getting fired behind YouTube and shit,
by
and
YouTube.
still broke.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Facts. I
Yeah,
would
so
definitely.
that's his biggest problem, because
I want to be.
I honestly believe that he had always I think it's the youth aspect, but then also he knew that he can't talk down to me as far as education, because I got my education. He can't tell me about home ownership because I owned the home. He can't tell me about a car. I had a car. You know, he can't tell me a lot of that bullshit. So then that make him mad too.
It
But
does.
he at his age, almost about to be 60, an accomplished person who was really doing the right thing should be retiring, but he not.
Absolutely. And I want to say this because, like they said, why would you say Rico had chicken and rice in the bag? I'm a comedian. You make jokes. It was a joke, and it was literally a joke. It was, when I tell you it was a joke, and it just took off. Because when you're doing content, I'm just being myself, entertaining, telling jokes to entertain the chat. And they was so mad. I think me and Rico, we had got a niece. He had his hotel. He was working at a hotel, so he had these robes. And so we put on the robes, we went live. They was, because at that time they had the dislike. Baby, the dislikes was more than the likes, because we was trying it. And then eventually we went to the place to take pictures. We had interviewed a guy. Like, it was fun with the trip for DC. It was really, really, really fun. The reason why me and Rico didn't dance in the club is because he wanted to be outside looking for Lucre Man or whatever. I was in the club dancing with Chocolate Bay. Then I danced with a woman. We was dancing. I recorded it and posted it. So it was like that. Those were the times, like, into that way. Like, I couldn't believe, you'd have thought 100 people would have showed up. It was only about probably 15 of us, including with VS people and me, Chocolate Bay, and Lucre Man, Rico. And it was entertaining. It was entertaining. It was entertaining. And again, it wasn't that I was ungrateful. It was that my priority was content. That's all I was doing. Content, beats, letting the world, instead of enjoying it, was all content. I had the camera rolling. I wish I would have had the camera rolling when he threw that drink in my face, because that still would have went viral to this day. Baby, he threw that drink in my face, and he had got that feed in the Airbnb. So he sent it to me. I'm like, you the one that got the feed. You put that on the headboard, because they had to get the headboard replaced. So I sent it to VS. And of course, VS being messy, she did her morning show. She posted a receipt. I said, oh my God, those was a time. But again, Rico, all with love, Rico have a good heart. Rico went through a lot. And I want to say to Jay Wilson, when he's talking about, Rico, you should be over grieving. Like, how can you tell somebody they should be over grieving? Like, you better not lose somebody in your family that you really love, or you can't say he should be over grieving. Like, yeah, people. I've known people. I have my aunt. She still grieved for her sister. She still, and her sister died in the mid 90s, in the late 90s. I'm sorry, this 2026. She still grieved for the loss of her sister. So you can't tell a person that you should be done grieving. Like, who are you to sit on that pedestal to say stuff like that? But that's Jay Wilson. Lord have mercy.
And especially too, with him being a chaplain, he definitely should not be saying that. But
Yeah.
I do want to go ahead and wrap it up, Wiley,
Go ahead.
because I'm gonna have to get off of here. But it's been a good talk that we have been
Yeah, what a
having.
good talk. Make sure y'all hit the cash out. We gotta get an apartment. And I already know, baby, Wally he gonna hit for an apartment. He over with cash with an apartment. Then if I move in with Rico, baby, he over there with Rico. And we told Rico not to let him over there, but that's his man, baby. Of course, if I do go over there and live with Rico, he ain't gonna do nothing but go live 24/7. It will be some good content for him to go live.
Well, believe it or not, Wiley, he did go over there and build him a CVS or a Walgreens, but I don't know what he talking about.
Of
But he
course.
didn't, yeah, but he didn't take the traction from over here. But
No, he can't.
I do see though too that it looked like Lemon done went live, so he
Of course.
is over there. I don't know. Hopefully he ain't drunk tonight. But yeah, I was gonna do the final word so that I could close this out because
Well,
I want to
can I
go
say
ahead
this
and
really quickly? I
yeah.
want to say this to y'all. I do need donations. We're trying to get an apartment. We're looking at apartments and stuff like that. Help us out because I can't be as loud at the place that I'm at now. Only reason I'm being loud because my roommate not here, but they allow me to have my ring light and stuff like that, or whatever the case would be. Thank you to the people. But I need an apartment. I need an apartment.
Oh, big man right there, Wiley.
Oh, big man. Big man in the building.
Yeah,
They said he
just
looked like
came.
Wiley, but they said his eyes are straight.
Yeah, well, Wiley let me know that that Lemon over there drunk. That's what Big Man telling me, that Lemon over there drunk. But I
Well,
wanted to let you know that Big Man is right there because we were just talking about him
we
earlier.
were just talking about he alive. He alive. You know what, Big Man? I'm gonna air fry me some chicken today thinking about you. You should be going live and stuff like that, but I'm glad you still with the land of the living because you had me boo-hooing and crying and stuff like that. I'm glad he's still here. Thank you, but again, thank you so much, Jada. I'm telling you, I had a ball with you. We've been on here for 3 hours, and I love the fact that you said come on the show. That there is no other host that could be able to like sit and just have the conversation. And one thing I can say, Jadon don't play. When Uppity or somebody kept trying to mention my name, she said, "Hold up, this is my platform. This is not Wiley platform. You cannot overtake my platform. Hold up, I'm speaking." Jadon don't play.
Because she was fanning out. It would have been different if she wasn't interrupting me to refer to you. And I'm like, wait a second, let me at least ask some questions. Because she was truly just fanning out up here. And I'm like, I don't know why, Wiley, but I mean, to other people, you probably do seem like a celebrity. But you just Wiley to me. And I'm like, if you don't calm down, this is just Wiley.
Yeah, it's just Wiley. Like I wish I had celebrity money, but these people they be fanning out and stuff like that. And you are a celebrity. Once you start go out more and more, you will see like you are a celebrity.
Egypt. We talked about Tasha K at the beginning. We done been here almost 3.5 hours. Yeah, but we talked about Tasha K at the beginning, and that's why once I finish this, you can catch the replay at the beginning and see. I had turned the red ball off of here just to try it out to see, because I showed you how to do that, Wiley, but I never do it. But I
do it all the time. What she told me, I do it every. Why can't we wear that? Why can't I said, "Yeah, thank you, J-Dub." You walk me through that because I said, "How y'all able to do that?" I asked J-Dub.
Yeah, I turned it off just for this one, just because I wanted to see the people that was gonna come over here to hear what you had to say about the list. But it's at the beginning, y'all. So once I end this and it upload, y'all can see from the beginning.
It was a good show. Get your drinks, get your popcorn, watch the replay, leave a comment. Yes. Let us know. I would love to do this again with J. I'm always gonna do it again with J-Dub because again, I like our show.
Yeah, and I enjoy you coming here too. I think that it's a different feeling, a different atmosphere when I talk to you, just because I feel like I know you on a different level than most of the people, because I don't feel like we strangers on the internet.
No.
No, I'd have been around you and stuff. So yeah, we always have a good time when you come. And I appreciate you for taking me up on the offer. Cause I wanted to be the first person to ask you questions about it. Because
I'm
yeah,
glad.
people was ripping you to shreds. I saw so many videos about you. I saw community wall posts about you and about that list. I saw all of this. And then yesterday morning when I did my morning show, I was like, well, they saying Wiley got something to do with it. And that's what I told them. I was like, well, I tried to call him last night, but it was super late. He was probably asleep. I said, but I want to ask him because before I come out here and say anything, I wanted to confirm. And specifically because people were saying that you made the list and you left my name off of it. I think that was
No.
kind of a ploy to make me fuss and fight with you. And I'm like, well, no, I said, I'm not about to fight with Wiley about a damn list that he made. No.
Again, I didn't post the list. No, I would not leave your name out. But when I was talking to that girl, I said, no, I most definitely said J Dog because I brought it because we was talking because they was asked this particular viewer of Tasha that I'm cool with, and she's a moderator. She was asked about the show. And I was like, I can't get into details. I hope we just keep talking, keep tagging, keep telling people about it because they got it taped.
And look, Wiley, so Big Man is on TikTok too, and he said that he want to interview you on TikTok.
Oh, okay, Big Man. Send me an email. Send me an email, WileyShow@gmail. I got the same email that you emailed me on. You can just email me WileyShow, WILEYSHOW@gmail.com.
I didn't even know that he was on TikTok. So that's good to know.
Yeah, him and what's name is on there? Nicole Tyler on TikTok too.
Okay, that's what's up. But yeah, well, email him, Big Man, and then hopefully y'all can arrange something. But yeah, Wiley, it was always a pleasure. It's been a pleasure once again. I will go ahead and end this. I typically play my outro for it. But yeah, did you want to say anything finally?
No, that was it. Y'all can follow me at the Wiley Show. Y'all can follow me on. Make sure you follow me at the Wiley Show on YouTube. We go live every day. Some beef sector stuff I will bring up. Like I will start doing segments of the beef sector. I will bring it back because y'all love it so much. But it won't be like every day beef sector because again, it don't be that interested to talk about beef sector stuff all the time just to get into beef. But I will be responding to Jay Wilson and I will have Rico on the platform and asking some questions so I can introduce them to the people on my channel. But I just thank you, Jadon, for allowing me on your platform. Shout out to people that cash out me. God bless you. Thank you. And
yeah, that's what I was just about to say for the people to cash out you. Hopefully they send you some cash outs during this
okay.
So that
because we
that
put
you got something.
We both of us we put on the show.
We definitely gave them a change of pace, and it was lighthearted, which is good.
Yeah, we didn't have to cuss. You raggedy big hole up. I am beef sector whore. You ain't beef sector B. Like no, like we can have. That's one thing I love about the old school. We can have an intelligent conversation without cussing all the time. This new sector thing. Oh, because I'm cussing a person out, yelling, I'm one, and I'm like, no. Can you have an intelligent debate? We used to have intelligent debate back in the day without cussing, because back in the day, we didn't get money. We had to protect the bag. Remember that? We had to be money to get that green symbol.
Yeah, to get the green dollar sign, you had to cut back on all of that. No, you ain't lying about that. You ain't lying about that at all. That's why Jay Wilson used to always be like, my bag.
No, that's on my bag.
Oh, greedy self. He done been greedy from day one.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you.
All right, you welcome, Wiley. Well, I'll let you later. Thank you. And y'all, thank y'all so much. Okay. And thank y'all so much to everybody for hanging up in here with us for this long time. I'll put you down, Wiley. He trying to figure out how to get out. I want to thank all of y'all who hung up in here with me and Wiley for this 3.5 hours, y'all. It was a pleasure to be able to talk to him about this damn list since that was circulating. But then to also be able to have the discussion with Wiley as it relates to B sector stuff. I'm telling y'all, when Wiley come and talk B sector stuff, he could talk on and on and on, going back down the memory lines because we have so much stuff that we dealt with and so many things that transpired over the course of those years. And when you actually look at it, it's been about 8 years since we've been in this little space of YouTube. So 8 years is a long time with a hell of a lot of history. I'm always happy to be able to talk to somebody who actually know what they talking about. Versus, the people that don't know a damn thing about what they talking about. But yeah, thank y'all so much for the support. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. Thank you to the people who donated towards this stream to my goal. Thank you to Lurker. Thank you to YouTube Cameras. Thank you to Bertha Mae Jackson. And thank you to Yvonne A. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to all of my members. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Don't stress. And I will holler at y'all later. I gotta get my outro. I'll holler at y'all later.